Um, as
Can I have that?
as you're edging forward, you hear a familiar.
Oh
No.
You hear a familiar
No.
sound.
No, I don't.
Darian hears it first.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Can I get a dexterity saving throw from Darian, Fenley, and and Jonas needs one as well.
I keep turning Don up, but I realize he's just not talking at all.
Got him.
It'll be interesting.
Oh, that would be too. Yeah. Okay, let me roll a dice because there's too many OP ones that I can't choose. Holy shit, those are fucking OP, dude. Why is there so many OP blessings?
You made it like that, and I told you not to. I literally was here when you were building them. I was like, you need to drop
OP blessings?
a lot of
Someone
that.
bless us?
It was an
You got
accident.
blessed,
You
buddy.
got blessed by accident, though, bro.
Okay, dude. Yeah, okay, bro. Okay.
Fuck. Okay, so for some reason, Darian, you like after feeling the stress of not being able to eat and taste what you're eating,
I can eat.
you
Just
realize that maybe you're a little bit antisocial, and your charisma score actually increases by 2. So you can +2 to your charisma. You actually feel imbued with like the power of leadership almost.
I bet.
Like you feel like what's happened is this crew, this motley crew you're surrounded by, you kind of feel like I could lead these delinquents. You know, because like you feel the most, assertive in the crew.
Oh,
bro, new face?
That's crazy.
You're out, Kilo.
New face? That's fine. You want to be the face? I'm down.
So, OOC, BT Dubs, OOC, Dr. Pyrus, you will be obviously AFK real quick until we reach the shipping vessel. So once the party kind of is on a ship, you will likely be on that ship also.
Wow, he's gonna metagame?
I said OOC, you fucking whore.
No, I know what that means.
Yeah, exactly. So he's metagaming. That's exactly what's happening right now. He's metagaming.
I'm just kinda okay. Let me get rid of this thing.
Wolf, fix your camera first off.
I know.
Disconnect and then
fix
reconnect.
Piece of shit, bro. God damn.
Why? I like
because
it this way.
It's because it's George stream and he wants people to be
Yeah,
seen. So
yeah. Get on, you fucking whore.
okay.
Let's go, bitch. Yeah, that's right.
It makes me like Hypnotoad.
I'm gonna be honest. I've been trying to fix it, but I can't.
Whoa.
Okay, so something else is open. It's probably Roll20.
No, nothing is open.
No, trust me. Roll20. If you look in your web browser, top right, it'll say this page is accessing your camera. Click
this
that.
page has been blocked from accessing your camera.
Right,
like...
why are you such a whore? Just fix it, okay, bitch? Dude, I'm about to take another shot right now just to fuck you guys even more.
Okay.
Yes, please drink more so you keep messing up our story. That's what we want.
No, it's gonna make your story
harder.
harder.
It's gonna be greater. I got you.
Make your story harder, dude.
So is that a
flavor
a +2 permanently?
Permanently.
Oh, that's crazy.
Permanently, temporarily.
Fuck.
Permanently, temporarily.
Yeah.
The fuck?
All right, let's go, baby.
It's permanently, temporarily. Okay, is all I'm saying.
That's
so, like,
actually insane.
Okay, we're getting ready. Okay, okay. This is session 2 of Plans, Plots, Pirates, and Pussy D&D group, featuring Fenley as IndiaKilo, Ko as Shinigami, Darian Nightstalker as Sleepy Wolf, Dr. Pyrus Montspell as TheDon. This session 2 underway. Previously on Dungeons and Dragons, the party did lots of things and then ended up inside of a tavern with a sexy lady, some might say. Also, kind of rude. They were in the tavern with this lady, and they took a short rest because they had some nourishment. I believe everyone had some nourishment. Darian
Yeah,
didn't
so
really.
we're full HP now, right?
I
We
mean,
had our short rest.
it depends on Ko's role on the short rest, I suppose, because he was rough. He was kind of rough.
I mean, I stole most people's food, so I assume I was there.
I think he had a
No,
banana.
I'm back to
Okay.
full hit points. The potion of healing put me to full.
Oh, very good, very
Oh
nice.
yeah.
Because I have so little. That's
Yeah, you were at 1.
yeah, I was at 1, and then it was like.
I mean, you were
different
actually
now.
technically less than 1 for a while, but
I was for a while, yeah.
You were
but
at
then
0
I
for a hot
started
minute, yeah.
again.
Okay, so as you guys are inside the tavern, you're thinking, Ko's thinking, I'm probably gonna look at this. He's trying to identify a ring, I believe.
Yeah, I was trying to.
He was trying to. As the short rest, we'll say about 35 to 45 minutes pass. You've had some nourishment. Bentley is kind of looking over at the dwarf in the distance and kind of stabbing evils in the back of his head. Ko realizes the brass ring is literally just a brass ring and has very little value. He's looking at it,
Okay.
doesn't even have value, no magical properties around it.
More of just like a class marker, right? Like a meritocracy, sort of like this is where you stand.
I mean, if you were to look around the tavern, you see the dwarf and the people across the table. They have no brass ring. They have like gold chains. They have a couple of silver bracelets.
Gotcha.
And Ko after eating his favorite meal, bananas, feels
Pretty good.
kind of aroused almost, and gains
Definitely.
3 temporary hit points.
Fuck yeah. Very good.
He just feels like, dude, these bananas hit different,
They just smack here.
Yeah, like they were prepared. Everyone's still level 1. We haven't even left the start area. I was joking. They're not literally level 5. I was actually joking about them leveling up to level 4 or 5. They're definitely not that high level yet. Thankfully for me and my monsters. What's it should be in the overlay? He even tells me enjoy the design of donations, like rerolls, Dixper donations. It's mainly Dixper for the thing. The any like bits, donations, and subs will result in alcohol drinking, maybe between me and Fenley mainly. So like me and Fenley will probably drink. He's the drunken monk. I'm the drunken DM. But Dixper is to interact with the game. There's a D&D crate in Dixper, so you can go and check that on the !Dixper link if you wanted to interact with the campaign. Meanwhile, about 35-45 minutes pass. Ko feels rejuvenated. Darian is still very pissed that he has no sense of taste. And he keeps like stuffing random things in his mouth. Like he'll put like a bit of wood in there. Still just doesn't taste. Nothing tastes like anything. Even a bit of the gold. He puts a bit of the gold in his mouth, maybe just he's trying everything. He's kind of accepted at this point that potentially what Marion has said could be true, that there is potentially a curse on him. And maybe his mind at this point is thinking, well, where can I get this curse lifted? I know nothing about magic. What is a curse? I don't really know. People don't really get curses in, jungle wolf kind. All of a sudden, the door bursts open, and a robed elf, dark elf by the looks of him, with scraggly hair, runs in. He has a piece of rope attached to a belt, as well as several scrolls and different attire. Different things. He looks like maybe like what you would expect a jack of all trades, somebody who's just kind of a handyman for the place. He runs in and he shouts, "Job's back open," and then just bursts back out the door all of a sudden. And you kind of assume with this that jobs are probably back open because that's what he said. What would the pie like to do before you even able to act? Pretty much as soon as the other party with the dwarfs see the messenger, they're stood up and they're kind of like speed walking out the door.
They beat us out the door already.
I mean, they're already going. I mean, it depends.
All
Like
right,
it depends on the speed.
I'm gonna just suggest to Darian, hey, I think this bartender here, it's a tavern maid, might be a good friend to have if you want to tip her. You're low with cash, but that's just my opinion. Before we bounce out of here,
Almost on cue, Marion does reappear. She sees like the empty glasses, the empty plate, and kind of on cue just kind of comes up and tilts her head towards Darian and says, "Will that be everything?"
Yeah, thank you. How much is that gonna be?
She gives you like a little bit of a smile and says, 3 silver pieces.
Okay. How much gold is
I think there's
3
is
silver
Is
pieces?
there 100 silver in
10
1 gold?
silver.
10 silver.
10 silver,
Yeah, 10
yeah.
silver in 1 gold. So you're looking at like a third of a gold piece.
Be a
Okay.
baller.
I'll just give her I'll give her a gold coin and be like, keep the change.
Fuck
Oh.
yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, what was your name?
Darian.
Oh, thank you, Darian.
I'm gonna sort of just
hopefully I'll see
butt
you
you.
again.
Be like, my name is oh, I forgot my name. Finley, and this here is Co. We're all traveling partners. It's very nice to meet you. You were so amazing. Your establishment is amazing. We really appreciate the attentiveness that you gave us.
She
I like the free stuff.
Well, she nods her head and she
It's
goes,
credit.
"It's not free." And
What's
then
that?
she
It's credit.
she nods her head and said, "It's not free," and then takes out a little pen and paper and starts scribbling down, and then starts walking away. Would you guys? What would you
Give a
guys?
slight
You
bow.
idiots. Yeah, we'd start working out. I would start working out.
Yeah, I'm gonna hightail it. I guess all 3 of us together. I would suggest, hey, let's go. Let's try to catch up with what's going on.
Yeah, but what's credit?
So we owe her at some point.
I don't. Get wrecked.
Get ready,
Or
scrub.
we owe her, or we lie and say that Darian paid for us. But being a decent person right now, I suggest we pay her back.
Mm-hmm.
She seems to be associated with some head shed here.
I
Some
see.
chief people.
So credit is like a promise.
Yes, it's like an IOU.
What?
Never mind. It's a promise.
So
let's
as
go.
Okay,
As
cool.
you guys exit the tavern, you see that you see like floods of people leaving the other taverns, which were pretty much all pretty heavily occupied. Some people kind of tactically vomiting in the streets down the alleyways. Other people just like stumbling drunkenly. Some like the head of the pack, clearly soberest of the group. The people who they know what they need to do. They know what they're they were kind of prepared for this. The back of the pack is obviously the scragglers. You see like the people from the tavern surrounding you, very slow to the uptake, stumbling out drunken at this point as well, as they kind of head their way back towards this little alleyway that you guys entered through, which seems to be like the main entrance and exit from the tavern halls.
Yeah.
Probably start heading that way towards the clipboard, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna fall in line behind Darian, just so obviously bigger frames gonna potentially clear more of a passageway for the smaller folk behind him.
Okay. As you sort of head your way around, you notice the large lizard man, again surrounded by people. He's handing out scrolls, different colored scrolls. At this point, he's handing out like different scrolls. People are filing onto the docks, uh, pretty sharpishly. Again, like some people are like giving themselves a shake. Other people are getting carried by friends at this point. It seems like
Oh, they're so
was
drunk.
that was quite a long, a long interval.
The
And
storms and
some people kind of took that a little bit more of an advantage of that than they maybe should have. But
yeah,
either way, like doesn't matter what kind of state they're arriving to the lizard man, they're getting scrolls and they're passing on as you kind of make your way over towards this character over here.
all right. I'm just gonna tell Darian and Co. I'm like, hey, look sharpish. Look, come on, stand upright. Let's do this as a group. Walk over.
Okay, do you want to drag yourselves over? Okay. As you make your way over, there's an assortment, like Co and Fenley are kind of lost in the sea of people at this point. Darian is kind of like head and shoulders above, and he is one of I mean, I don't think you've even recognized a single Lycan kind of character, Wolfkin.
They're
So
rarity.
while you've been here so far, anyway, you haven't really noticed anyone. And he's head and shoulders, and the Mr. Lockjaw, as yeah, I think you guys know him as Mr. Lockjaw or Lockjaw. You guys, Darian, you'll kind of notice that he does meet your eye as he's handing out scrolls to people, and he just carries on. The crowd starts to thin, and you make your way closer, closer to him, and he looks down and he kind of sees the two individuals with you, and he sees like you guys have all come together, and he turns around and there's like a little like almost like a little bucket in the top right of the billboard behind him. He grabs a couple of like these small bits of parchment, and just like without really acknowledging you, he goes and just passes you each these little like they look flimsy, like flimsy little bits of parchment, and you assume like this is your first job. Doesn't look too extravagant. If you've seen the people before you, there was people with lots of like gold chains, rings, and bracelets. They were getting like red, gold, and black scrolls. You just got like a piece of like a little piece of paper. Um, but he passes them to you all the same and just carries on passing them out. And again, there's a couple of other characters around you, and again, you kind of see the ones who left the similar side tavern that you guys were on. They're kind of getting kind of flimsy little scrolls as well at this point. The dock is full right now. About you would estimate about 400-500 people flocking to the docks in different forms at this point. And
Yeah, just looking at the scroll, I'm gonna look at Co and Darian and be like, "Gotta start somewhere, right? You guys down with this?"
I take the paper and I look up at the lizard man and I say, sir, your name is Flint, correct?
He's very busy. He's got like you can imagine like as soon as you kind of got past the scroll, you almost got budged a little bit and you kind of
Hmm.
moving away from him. He doesn't really acknowledge what you're doing because he's got so many people surrounding him and he's passing scrolls out. And you're not very loudly spoken. There's a lot of commotion, a lot of loudness in the dock area right now. You could potentially try and be louder if you wanted to.
Could I cast my mage hand spell to try and get his attention?
Oh Jesus Christ!
Not to
yes,
like push or shove him, but just like wave or like hello.
yeah. So this green spectral mage hand does emerge from the crowd, and he snaps back towards you, almost like he was, he's kind of prepared for any, threat around him at this point, and
I'm
he
just a big step away from Co while that's happening.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
He locks eyes with you, and like you feel like a really intense, like almost like the air around you becomes heavy, and like everyone kind of slows around you because they also feel like they're like, what is going on right here? Like that's the most intense look I've ever received.
I just wanted to say thank you.
Yep. I'm gonna grab Co and try to pull him away. Like, let's go, Doc 2. Come on, let's go.
He looks at you again, just goes, Doc 2, and then just carries on
Like
passing
my
out.
mage hand just disappears. I'm like dragged away.
Just like grab Co's shell and like try to guide him the direction.
Yeah. Okay. So where would you guys like to head?
That was very polite. Well done. Well said. That was good.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Let's
I thought I was
go.
about to lay an egg.
Now let's go.
Is there are there like numbers that tell you which docks are what? Because
Nope.
All right, Doc 2. I'm assuming I'm gonna try to push my way to Doc 2 because I see a number of docks. Actually,
I would
I'm going to
honestly
assume
that it's the
I'm
bottom.
going to assume this is the Doc 2.
That's what I would assume.
The
So
furthest away from the on fire blue sparkly ship.
From the
Yep.
We are garbage, and we should be treated like garbage.
So as you head to Dock 2, you like if you're paying attention to the people and the different creatures around you, again, it's like it seems like there's lots of fishermen, like people with fishing nets, ropes. Some of them very seasoned though, like you see them climbing up the masts, in the nets, in the sails, like really working hard at this point.
So I recognize them as like seasoned seamen.
Some of them are seasoned, and others are just they kind of picking their nose, picking their ears, like just don't really look like they're up to much at all, really. And as you coming in, there is there's a human fisherman who's he's wearing like a little bit of like almost like a half plate armor. And he was pretty much approaching everyone who comes up to the dock, and it's just you see him snatching these little scrolls from these people and then pointing to different ships. So you
can I read what's on my particular scroll?
Yeah. So on the scroll, on the scroll it says fishing, Dock 2, Old Joe, Ship 3.
Okay.
And as you kind of approach, who's coming in front of the pack? I've got Fenley currently looking like he's front of the pack.
Yeah, I'll walk up first, unless someone else would like to.
Yeah, he's like potentially like looking down at the piece of paper trying to translate it. This guy just like snatches it out of your hands, takes a look, pushes it back at your chest and points over here to this ship on the end of the dock. He does, he starts like doing the same like to other people who are around you. So unless one of you are very specifically trying to like sing him the document, he's just going to be grabbing them as and when he can and giving them back.
I'm just giving a curt nod and proceeding down the dock to where I believe I was supposed to go, and standing on the dock waiting for anything else.
Yeah, I'd hand it to him, and he was show me, so I'll be there as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't need to keep it, so.
I can't even read on a good day, so it's fine.
as you guys are like coming, towards the end of the dock, you see a a lady, and she you know, if any of you guys, you know, are inclined towards the female kind of race of humans, then she kind of stands out because not only is she just has this aura of like, you know, confidence about her, but she's actually surrounded by a bunch of these fishermen who are like vying for attention. Quite obviously, when in a dock of busy boats and like people working, she's just kind of sat on a barrel, you know, eating an apple, just relaxing, whilst
Fishing for
you know,
attention.
yeah, whilst all these other like fishermen are like, trying to like regale her with stories she's not really interested in. Um, but yeah, you just kind of notice her because she's, you know, she's got this flaming red hair. She actually looks wet. She looks like she's just been for a dip in the sea, and she's just really really got this air of confidence about her that you know, you've seen quite a bit in this town, but yeah, like while you guys are kind of going towards the boat, you guys are, you know, ushered onto the boat by, you know, some other people and accepted into the ship.
All right,
Cool.
yeah. If I'm getting pulled onto if the ship's departing immediately, I'm gonna step on the ship. But
The ship's
if I
not
had some
departing.
time,
It seems like
okay.
there's, yeah, I was gonna say, it seems like there's lots of work being done and to be done at this point.
Then if I had the time, I would step down the dock a little bit. Oh, not in the water. Step down the dock.
You can
Watch me.
hold left alt when you move, and it
Oh, thank you so much.
non-specific area.
Okay, nice. I appreciate that. Yeah, I would step down the dock a little bit and just, you know, like walk past, be like, all right, that's the ship I'm supposed to get on. See her and just sort of saunter down and just look off the dock. Not really paying her any mind and just listening to the uh, cloying banter of the other fishermen, like
Hmm.
plying at her attention. And just sort of just be nearby and just staring
Mhm.
after the sunset. And
Darian's going straight on the boat, I assume.
Yeah, I would step on the boat to see if maybe anything would need to be done still.
Mhm.
Like people would need any help with anything.
Co.
I'm watching Finley, but I haven't stepped up.
Okay.
I'm still back near the boat. That's a huge bit.
Yeah, put you there. Okay, so Fenley, as you're kind of just sitting and like looking, the very tip of the dock isn't busy as per se. There's kind of like where you're standing in the very corner, there's actually like a quite a big gap where like nobody's standing because everyone
yeah,
seems to be like on like the ship side of the dock in front of this woman who's sitting there.
okay,
If you're listening in, she has some banter. She's kind of going back and forth with a couple of the fishermen, and you know, making jokes about, you know, oh well, I'm sure you've caught a big one, and then like laughing, and the other fishermen are
yeah,
laughing. She's poking jibes at them. She seems, you know, very confident and nonchalant at this point. Doesn't seem to
okay.
be in a rush to be anywhere, and the fishermen around her also don't seem to be in a rush to be anywhere for some reason. Um, yeah, that's pretty much all you kind of picking up from where you're at.
Okay, yeah, I just was she involved in like the little skirmish or anything beforehand on the
No, this is the
dock?
first time you've kind of seen
Oh, the
this.
first time I've
Yeah,
seen her.
first time you've
Okay.
seen her. Just kind of sitting on the edge here, just kind of chilling, eating an apple.
Okay. Um yeah, I don't know. I can't really get find a good way into that conversation, but just turn and just try to listen in until, you know, look over my shoulder and see what the ship's doing. Seeing if I find an opportunity or an opening to like hop into the conversation and like crack a joke. These are obviously seasoned people, and I feel like I'm
Hmm.
a total a green trying to step in and say something. So I want to just hang back and hopefully let her notice me because she seems to be an important part of the goings on here. Even if it's just a small cog
Hmm.
in the wheel, I want to
Yeah. Well,
be there.
as you kind of stand in there, you notice some of the fishermen like with that like totally unexpected. They just like getting grabbed by the scruff of their neck, grabbed by their hair. Like like people just keep walking up, and just like grabbing these fishermen and like dragging them along the docks and heading towards like some of the other boats currently
Oh,
at
so they're getting like pulled
station.
to work.
Yeah, they're like being, it's like you kind of get the feeling like that they lost track of time really, and like they're kind of getting in trouble a little bit for not, being where they're supposed to be.
Because of
Um,
her.
yeah, like I mean, like you could probably imagine they don't really care that they're getting in trouble because they got the attention of this
All right,
beautiful young lady.
I want to try to remember her face
Mhm.
and just drop a little comment, be like, "Wow, I've never seen a siren draw that many people without singing. Hopefully, I can hear you sing next time." And step away and
Oh
walk
my
back
god.
towards my
Sh-
ship.
she does hear you and she tilts her head and like, gives you a little look, and then you see her take a little gold piece out of her pocket, and she like flicks it, and it just like falls into the docks. And
Like towards me, or
yeah, like yeah, she kind of throws it like over here into the docks, just like near where your ship's docked.
okay.
And then just like turns back around, finishing her apple off.
All right, I'm gonna. Can I pick it up? Is that close to me? I can just reach down.
Oh,
and pick
it's
it
in the
up?
water, bro. It's in the water.
Oh, it's in the
fine.
water. So we went
Yeah.
into like into the bay. Okay.
Oh yeah, into the bay. Yeah.
I'm just gonna give a chuckle and walk back towards my ship with Co.
Bentley's
and
thinking he's
pat
getting
Co on the
paid
back.
for his child lines here. Bentley's like, yo, she's paying me for my child lines.
Listen, OC, you get used to being paid for your charm so often. You think it's gonna happen? No. All right. So I'm just gonna give a laugh and walk back with Co towards the ship.
Darian, as you head onto the ship, you see there's several, probably about 7 people like on the ship. A couple of them, like probably about 3 or 4, seem to know what they're doing. They're kind
I'll
of,
be right back. Sorry.
they're manning the rigs. They're, pulling in different ropes and, working at different stuff. You notice towards like the front of the ship, leaning against a barrel. There's like this older fella, and he's like chugging back a bottle of rum. And he seems like everyone seems to like keep looking at him as they're doing their job.
of the North. Jordan of the North. He's
Okay.
so amazing.
Yeah, I'll probably walk up to him
so
and
amazing. It's Jordan of the North.
be like,
Jordan of the North.
are you the captain of this ship?
Amazing.
This. Okay, so as you head onto the ship, you walk up to the front of the ship, and you see the guy leaning against the thing. He goes, "What does it look like?" And then like points at a couple of he points like a couple of like golden bits of jewelry he has on himself. It's not really that many at all, but like there's a couple of bits of jewelry. And he just keeps supping his thing, supping his beverages, and then this gentleman next to you with like a large harpoon, several bits of rope. He steps up to you and goes and like looks at a piece of paper, and he goes, "Yes. What's your name?"
I'm Darian.
He nods, and then he points down towards this small like halfling gnome kind of character you can see down by the cannons and the sails, and he goes, go help Hendrix with the sails."
All right, we'll do. I start working down there.
Okay. So you're kind of
Do I notice Darian being given instructions? I would know what to do on a ship, right? I've been on a ship at least.
At this point, yeah, you've been on ships, but you've just kind of you've only just walked on the ship. You've like
You were flirting with that lady.
Yeah, you've kind of helped Co down the gangplank,
Okay.
onto the ship, and you already see Darian. He's standing over here with like a little halfling guy. He's got a couple of instruments strapped to him at this point.
Okay. I'd like to, I guess, proceed to the ship's captain. I'm gonna urge Ko, like Ko, let's go. See if he just wants to follow me.
Okay.
Okay, as you guys walk onto the ship, the first person you kind of come into contact with is, well, actually, it's Dr. Pyrus Mornspell, who's already been, tasked with refilling the cannons, making sure they're all in order, and kind of putting them into positions. There's two large cannons, and then there's several smaller cannons all around the boat, and he's kind of going over those. So you kind of come into contact with him. Dr. Pires, do you want to kind of describe what you look like to the other two?
Yeah, I'm just wearing kind of a shabby long coat with some kind of what looks like potion bottles on my hip and kind of what looks like a journal or a notebook on my other hip, as well as kind of an odd looking mask or headdress that you kind of see as I'm fondling around my way around this boat.
Is it on your head or is it hanging off your belt?
It's on my head.
Okay, you're wearing it. Okay. Um, when I see him, does he? Do you appear to be struggling? Are you by yourself working these things? Like, would it be something I'd go, oh, he needs help. Like, I should hop in and not even go address the captain yet. This is work to be done.
Oh, I'm very much fumbling, and you see that I'm kind of struggling lifting these cannonballs, and can't really budge this even small cannon that I'm trying to
Okay.
push into position.
Then I'm just gonna give you a curt nod and be like, hey, you need a hand?
Yeah, I can definitely use a hand right now.
Absolutely. Let me help you out. Let me help you. Finley, by the way.
Ah,
And
Dr. Pyrrhus Mornspell.
I just sort of nod and pressed a bit like doctor, like in my head, like wow, that's impressive, and help him start shifting items about and moving things. I gesture over to the turtle and say, hey, this is my friend Ko. And back there, you have Darian, the
Oh,
wolf.
traveling with the group, huh?
We just met, but trying to stick together. This is a dangerous area, so.
Ah, understandable. Many things that you find out in the wilds.
Yeah, lots of wild things.
Darian, as you're kind of working away, as you like, I mean, you're kind of like trying to gauge what this halfling character um with like these instruments is what his beef jerky is. You do like, although there's a lot of like sounds around you of like people shouting at each other and hauling things. Your keen hearing does hear Fenley mention you to this person.
Okay.
So I don't know if you like turn around to acknowledge once you hear your name, or
Can I determine roughly how
Um,
heavy the cannonballs are?
you can imagine that they are heavy.
Okay.
For you, like this is kind of like what you would imagine if you were trying to build a nest out of rocks. You would think like this was like a large rock that would you would have to struggle on with if you were kind of trying to lift them. You're not
Much
like
more than 10 pounds, yeah.
much more than 10 pounds. Yeah, like
Okay.
you would definitely struggle with it. And you would probably, I mean, don't know personally, but I would think you would kind of know that you would struggle with it. I mean, maybe after touching it, if you give it a little roll, you
Yeah, I
would be
definitely
like,
want to know.
you would look at it and be like, too heavy.
Yeah. Because I was fairly certain I couldn't lift it with bare strength, but I was like, maybe with a mage hand I could. And then I check it out. I'm like, no, I can't do this.
If I notice Ko like sort of sizing those things up, if I could just make a suggestion, like, hey, Ko, why don't you go speak to the captain and introduce us? Say that we're all here together. I believe Darian's already spoken to him, but let him know that he has 2 more crew on board. If you feel like it, or I could go do it.
I shrug and I guess I start heading up these stairs behind me. But I walk up to this gentleman here. I'm like, "Good sir, I assume a person of your standing is the only person capable of captaining this vessel. I'd like to introduce myself and my friend Finley here. I am Co. I'm not sure what I can do to help you, but I'm eager to serve."
He doesn't even turn around and acknowledge you. He's actually bent over. Like he seems to be sorting out like nets. There's like a real, like it's like a sea of nets almost, like these big, thick fishing nets. And he's kind of doing that. But as like you're looking at him intently, like
Yeah.
waiting, this old man behind this guy bursts out laughing, and he's pretty much like creased over, and he's like, "Crows about as much use the fucking wet face towel, fucking out." Like starts like he's literally creased over, like he actually starts coughing, and he's like, you look like he's struggling to breathe at this point.
Can I just use my mage hand to like pat him gently on the back?
Yeah, I mean, you cast Mage Hand.
Yeah.
You cast Mage Hand, and it doesn't phase anyone currently on the ship, and it does kind of help him, and it almost like to this old fellow, it kind of feels like there's a like stroking on his back, and he's kind of into that. He's like, yeah, and then he gives himself a little shake and stands back up, leans back against the barrel, and just like takes a big swig of this. I mean, you don't know what's in this bottle, but it's like a big X on it, and you're like, ooh, and he just like takes a big chug of this bottle.
As oh sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah,
No,
go
you're
ahead.
good. No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah,
You
so
go continue your thing.
he like nods at Co and like looks towards this fella here with the spear
Hmm.
with the harpoon, and the guy with the harpoon like walks on up towards you, takes that little piece of paper and goes, "Name."
Cool. And that's
He
Finley. And I
uh,
like point
he like
back
yeah
to the
yeah yeah he
halfway.
kind of like
Do I hear that? I'm just gonna put my hand up if I heard it, but keep helping.
I mean you probably
the
do
good
hear,
Dr. Pyrus.
unless you have like horrendous perception. I would imagine you would hear
It's
it.
actually pretty good. So
Yeah. So he like shakes his head a little bit and looks down towards Fenley, and then he like ticks, and he like his face grimaces as he looks at Fenley, like helping this other person. You don't really know why his face grimaces a little bit
dick.
as he's looking down towards you, but he
Obviously, I don't see that because I'm busy, right?
I mean, yeah, I mean, if you're not looking, if you just stick your hand up, you don't see it.
I feel like I'm just helping
Co would
the
see
good
it.
doctor.
Co would see it, and
Okay.
he like kind of scratches his head, and then he goes, he goes, "Below deck, clean up." Points to Co, and then the stairs, right here.
And where are the mops?
He turns away and just starts walking away.
All right, I'll find them myself.
So as my name was like called by Finley, I would like glance over just to see who he's talking to, and then keep helping out the person I'm with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna work my task and he's gonna work his task until we get done. Then I can introduce Darian to the good Dr. Pyrus.
Yeah, well,
And maybe he can introduce me to the halfling he's been working with.
yeah. So Darian, as you kind of approach this halfling to like do some work, you see he's actually not doing anything. He's kind of just like sat against the edge of the boat, like looking into space, like strumming on this like lute. He's just kind of like it almost like you think he's like trying to write a song or something. It's like so like when you approach, like I don't know what kind of feelings that gives you.
You think that he was like daydreaming or something? Be like, "Hey, are you alright?" And like shake my hand like in front of his face.
He like blinks a little bit and then goes, "Ah, name's Stefansson. You here to do the sales?"
Yeah, I guess so. It's told to come here, so
Yeah, he nods and then he points at a bunch of like ropes and like sails that kind of come off the port side of the ship, kind of like over here. He's pointing. There's like a bunch of ropes, and he's like, funny stories, much too much work for me. You look like you make easy work of it, and then just like carries on strumming his instrument.
but he's still there, right?
Oh yeah, he's just leaning against the ship, playing
Okay.
strumming his thing.
Could you tell me which rope I need to pull or whatever? I've never really been on a ship before.
He like he's like he's like, oh well, he's like, yikes. Oh well, I mean, he's like, I think she'd be better off helping you, and then points towards this woman who's like, she's like lifting some heavy shit right now. She's got like a rope that's almost as thick as her on her shoulder, and she's like running it around this anchor.
Oh
and, like,
wow.
Kind of just like absolutely tanking it through in the center of the ship here.
Damn, boy, she thick.
But that's kind of who he pointed at.
Thick as rope.
Okay. I would turn. I'd start walking to her and kind of like, in between, my breath, be like, useless weasel, and walk to the woman, and then be like, I had to work on the sales, but I've never really worked any sales. Do you have any time to help me out? I mean, if you need any help, I can help you first.
She looks at you and she sees like you're kind of like big, and she like immediately pretty much like passes you this giant rope, like pushes it towards you, and then says,
Yeah, I'll pick it
"Oh,
up.
so darling, spin this around about 6 or 7 more times."
Okay. I yeah, follow her instructions, I guess.
As you do that, she doesn't really waste any time. She heads over towards the sails here, and you just see her like working at the sails. You don't really know what she's doing. She's tying knots and like pulling things. Depending on like how much attention you're paying to her, depends on like how much you kind of pick up from what she's doing.
Um, I mean, I just have to. There's not a lot of concentration I need to do with what I'm doing, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'd probably pay a decent amount of attention to what she's doing to kind of try and at least pick up something.
Yeah, so as like she's working and you're like hauling this thing around here, you see Ko heading like below deck. You see on the other way around, you see like Fenley kind of helping lift these cannonballs and like move the cannons into different places. With Dr. Pyrus. And then you do catch lots of glimpses of her doing this like mainly like this one knot, and you pick it up instantly. You're like, oh, yeah, that seems easy. You're very confident kind of guy, and you see this knot that she keeps tying, and you see that she's attaching certain ropes to certain little points on the boat around here,
Mm-hmm.
and like unattaching other ones, and then pulling them tighter, and then letting them loose. And like you kind of pick up the kind of gist of what the sails do, because you see this one sail just billow out a little bit as as she things, and the ship just goes, just like kind of starts pushing away from the docks.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
Below deck, Ko comes into contact with
Coco.
Ko comes into contact with this one geezer, and he's pretty much like mopping the floors. There's like several. There's about 12 hammocks around in the bottom of the ship. There's a little kitchen. You kind of notice when you come down the stairs, like the front of the ship here. It's almost got like a little kitchen vibe to it. And this guy is just kind of mopping around the floors and, you know, cleaning up things that have fallen off different parts of the ship. He's like the first port of call you see.
Okay, yeah. I approach him coming down the stairs. I say, hello, where could I find a mop and bucket? I was told to clean up down here.
He goes, "Oh, governor, lovely jubbly, lovely jubbly. Oh, well, actually, you take over this. I've got some other things to do, if that's all right." And he
All
just
right,
like
sounds good.
thrusts the mop and bucket towards you, and then just like points towards this the lower side of the ship here. Um, he's done about a third of the ship, like
Mhm.
mainly the bit around the stairs, but the rest of the ship kind of has to be done. And he like kind of rushes off really quick in towards the kitchen here.
Okay, yeah. I use my mage hand to carry the bucket with me, so I don't have to like stop and go back every time. And I'm just like
Nice.
cleaning up, just kind of maybe like whistling a jolly tune as I do.
Okay, well, so you're just kind of doing that, and you're making your way along. As you're cleaning, it seems pretty like shit up. Like the
Mhm.
the floors covered in like a thick kind of glue, with like lots of like little bits of uh, I mean, you kind of assumes like salt, where there's been water before, but the water's evaporated, and now there's just kind of like a layer of salt on the bottom of the ship. Um, except like this part, which has already been cleaned.
Right.
So as you clean, and then towards the back of the ship, like kind of sitting in a hammock, reading a little book, kind of swinging, and like she's actually like humming a little tune. He's like this redheaded human looking girl, towards the back of the ship, just kind of like like reading a little book.
Um, as I am cleaning and whistling, and I approach and hear her humming, can I attempt to match her humming with my whistling? Just like match whatever tune she's doing.
You can you make me a history check?
Yeah. Dirty twin. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, she so like as you're going, you you don't recognize, like, you haven't heard specifically the tune, but it
Mhm.
almost feels a bit like a hymn, like you've maybe read it in a book, about, when you were looking into, or researching different religions, you've maybe heard of like a song, and something in you just kind of like, just like kind of gets into the flow, and you feel like you know the words. It's actually not in Elven, it's in Common, so it's a little bit disjointed, because I feel like maybe you know the words in Elven for this tune, um,
Interesting.
but she's singing it in Common, and yeah, you do understand, like you kind of feel where the tune's going, from the words of the song, and you kind of brokenly start whistling in the same kind of tune, and like she snaps to you instantly, and then just jumps down from a hammock, um, and like approaches you, like she's got a little book. She's got like a big sword on her waist and a shield on the other side. She like
Oh, wow.
shuffles over to you and goes, "Who are you?"
Well, I'm Go. Who are you?
She like tilts her head and goes, "I'm Gearfried. Quite an interesting creature you are."
quite an interesting name you have.
She's like circling you at this point and just like looking you over, like kind of curious as to the who and what you are. Un segundo, por favor.
Could you spell her name?
Obviously,
Hello?
while you guys are doing that, while everyone's busy,
Mhm.
just obviously, me and the good doctor will be having conversation as I try to help him load
Yeah, do you
these
guys want to do?
cannonballs into a
Yeah,
pyramid.
you guys kind of talk about what you guys are talking about. You guys kind of play through a little bit of conversation here.
So, Dr. Mornspell, you did say doctor, correct?
Yes, Dr. Mornspell.
That's it's pretty impressive. As I load another cannonball and try to make those pyramid sort of shapes where they stack cannonballs next to within the little barriers. What what brought you here?
A little bit of adventuring. Was trying to search for an answer that is very hard to find.
All right, fair enough. That's just as mysterious as most answers, I suppose, of why people get brought here.
Well, people have the reasons to travel.
Absolutely. I mean, you gotta have a reason to travel, otherwise why would you leave home, right? Take that
Exactly.
cannonball and just keep stacking them as quickly as I can.
I see you stacking, so I try and help by gruntingly lift this one cannonball.
If I see you struggling, I'm gonna try to slip a hand underneath and be like, "Yeah, good job." I'm like, thank you, appreciate it.
Thanks.
How we switch places? You guide me into the spot. I'll lift it over.
Okay. Yeah.
Just sort
Yeah.
of just
I like that
walk
idea.
around. All right, it sounds like you've been here.
I came in with the crew from the last port.
Okay, so you were with the last ship that docked?
Yes.
The one that was
We've
on
been-
fire?
I wouldn't necessarily say it was on fire. It was just a mishap occurred.
Oh, well, all right, fair enough. You guys hit troubles or what happened?
The seas are a very dangerous place. Many things can happen out there.
Don't gotta tell me it's wild out there, isn't it? I'd almost rather be on a ship there right now than back in that port. You wouldn't believe what happened yesterday.
Oh yeah, tell me more.
I thought we were under attack. Literally, I thought a cannonball flew in. Something happened. A meteorite, maybe? Something rained down, destroyed, bounced around, and destroyed the job house. Right there. I just pointed to the red roofed house. And it's still
Wow.
under repairs, I'm assuming.
That's it's quite a tale you have there.
The weather, nonstop. It was like a hurricane rolled through. It was
Oh,
ridiculous.
I'm surprised you made it out of there alive.
Then someone came up out of the water, threw a knife, killed a girl. Killed a little girl trying to help my friend Ko, the turtle. Load.
That's it's quite interesting. There's
It
another cannonball over there.
Oh, yep. Grab. Pick it back up. I'm getting more into my storytelling and doing less work now. I'm more of a talking person than.
Yeah, you are getting through the cannons. There's like you've pretty much managed to help one of the big cannons and then half the ship's worth of small cannons. You kind of working your way down this side, doing the cannons while you kind of
Okay.
about stuff.
What was that? Oh wait, I wouldn't even know. Never mind.
Are we still talking? If you're caught up, I can cut off our conversation. But what are you? You said doctor, so you what? Heal people? Surgeries? Like what's up?
I specialize more in the viral side of things.
Viral? I don't understand.
Let's just say back in my hometown we had a very nasty epidemic that rolled through. And
You talking plagues?
Of the sorts, plagues of the body, plagues of the mind. You see many things as a doctor.
I'm sure you do. That's nasty business. I wouldn't understand, but I have seen people ravaged by certain illnesses, and definitely not within my wheelhouse to help out with or deal with at all.
It is definitely rewarding in more than one way, some can imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, I can tell my baby good night.
No problem. I need to pee, so let's take a quick brief break to go and pee and get refill of drinks. I'll be back in a minute. Be right back, guys. I dropped the chicken nugget.
I dropped my chicken nuggets.
Grab his dick and twist it!
Well,
Sorry, you can't eat. Sort of.
nah, it still eats. It's okay.
I mean, yeah, you just can't taste
Just
stuff.
can't taste anything. Yep.
I tasted bad to begin with, I promise.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I make terrible soup. Very scrawny and mainly bony, so...
Sorry.
You should be.
I am.
How fucking dare you say goodnight to your child?
I know.
Piece of shit.
Can't
So-
believe she did this.
All right, where are we at?
Jordan's grabbing a drink.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
That's good. It's good. Good banter there, the good doctor.
He might be AFK.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna keep.
Uh,
just imagine we keep talking and loading cannons, stacking them.
I'm just starting shit with everyone, apparently. Goddamn.
What'd you do?
Well, I mean, first I was talking to the wrong captain, because I don't even really know what a captain is.
I knew you were when you walked up to him, but
Good, me too. I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. It's
I knew
gonna
that was
be
the
such a
wrong guy.
co move.
And now this chick, I'm just trying to whistle and enjoy my work, and she's like, "What's all this said, Godna?" I'm like, "Oh, jeez." Oh,
Well, you
jeez.
know, she was enjoying her own little melody, and then you just jump in between and start ruining it.
It would be like, merriment. And we would enjoy it together.
Yeah, well,
Jordan,
I mean,
I'm back,
some
Jordan.
people don't like that.
Give me a sec. I'm just.
I mean, I don't fucking know that shit.
No, I know. I mean, it's a dice, like they could like it, they could hate it. They'd
Yeah,
probably.
no.
did you
So-
roll
Yeah,
for
yeah.
performance?
I did.
Is he trying to like flex his dick right now?
Well, I thought it was going to go poorly, actually, because it's a +0, so...
The
I mean-
performance. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the performance, I thought it was going to
You had
go
a
bad.
nice roll on that. 17.
Yep. Oh, am I not going to the
You're not
GM
whisper.
only like I'm supposed to?
Nope.
Wow.
I did want to clarify quickly.
Because we're supposed to do that.
Don, have you gone to? I assume you've gone to do dinner. Don?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Give me
Sorry,
just one second,
Don
Jordan, I'll
messaged
get
me
this
saying
to
he
you.
needs to go and get some dinner, so I was just making sure.
Oh.
Yeah, we were having some good,
Chicken nuggets.
some good banter.
Chicken nugget. Exactly. How easy is nuggets? Chili is making nuggets for the farm. If I was doing D&D, I'd be like nuggets.
And got me chicken nuggets.
Here you go, Jordan. Sent it to you.
So, what exactly was I doing, by the way? With like a big rope or something?
I don't like you were.
Yes.
Sorry, go ahead. Obviously you know.
Yeah, so you were raising the anchor.
Oh, okay.
So you like had this big rope, and it was kind of once it's in dock, they release the pressure on this center mast here, so it's not too much pressure. So they kind of just drop it to the bottom of the dock. So as you're kind of just re-wrapping it around the center anchor point of the
Makes
ship.
sense.
It's pretty fucking heavy. But like you kind of make easy work of it, you know, given like your natural strength and like the strength of your kind of determination. It was you know, this human woman was able to like slowly lift it, and you just kind of just walk it around.
Okay.
Pretty
Bring
easily.
it around town.
Oh, cheers, India. Yeah, we're just gonna wait a little bit until Don gets back, and it should be good.
Just go ahead and say that we've
Spare-
so we were stacking the cannonballs next to particular cannons, correct?
Yeah, so like there's like little
Like the little pyramids
boxes.
they usually
Yeah,
stack them in.
Yeah, so there's little
Okay.
boxes that are the perfect size to fit a certain amount of
Okay.
cannonballs.
Okay. It was mostly just us talking, him not
It would
helping a
be-
lot. He couldn't lift it.
It'd be so funny if you had started to make a pyramid, not in any sort of box, with the balls, and just pull one out, and it would all tumble. You work would be for nothing.
So yeah,
Evil. That's what you are. Evil.
you want to continue without him, or we're waiting?
I would just wait for a quick minute.
Okay.
I've got something in a second. I just need to actually do something.
Oh no.
Fireball.
Right now, on the boat. Boat's
Right
for sure.
now. Yeah.
Are you a Lightfoot halfling or a non-Lightfoot halfling?
Sorry, say again.
You a Lightfoot halfling or a non-Lightfoot halfling?
I'm a stout halfling.
Actually, there are 3 types of halflings, although the third type is generally almost, dead.
I'm
Dead.
stout. I'm a stout
Dead.
halfling.
Extinct.
Yeah, that's why I say you have the dwarvish blood. Yeah. But they say that the stout halflings have a touch of dwarvish blood, and that's why they're like immune to poison and such.
Yeah,
Or
that's why I
resistant.
picked. That's why I picked brewmaster and like
Mm.
tasting my own brew, being like, okay, that was not good, but I'm not dead at least. That would kill somebody else, but we should redo this.
Keep in me, bro. Chimkin? We having some chimkin?
It's Chimpkins. Everyone knows. I like the way you set up your ship here. It's a top deck, and then the ship over here was the bottom.
Yeah,
deck.
like obviously, like you guys don't see the below deck thing, but
Well, I didn't pick up on it
yeah.
at first until you drug him over. And I was
Yeah,
like, oh,
same. I thought it was just another ship right next to us. But...
I didn't want to
hammocks-
like close. I don't really. I'm not advanced enough to close half of it off the half of you.
No, it looks great. No, it's honestly, this is perfect. It was just the hammocks didn't register in my head at first.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, see, that's a cotton vagina.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Oh, sorry, Vikine. I'm on the
Yeah.
internet.
Speaking his native tongue.
Yeah. D&D Beyond does not let me whisper my rolls, so that's fine.
Awkward.
It should. It's me.
I mean, who cares?
No,
Like,
like I'm
so-
opening the thing, and it's like set to never whisper, and it just like won't do the drop down.
So I know you told me to set it up as always whisper and always double roll. I'm assuming it means
Yeah,
the
always
lowest
advantage.
roll on average the lowest roll because are we just always rolling advantage?
Now you always roll advantage, but your rolls
But on a
still
regular-
actually always are advantage.
But the
That makes
lower
any
roll
sense.
is always the
No,
the
no,
normal-
no.
oh,
No,
always
it's the
higher
first.
one?
The
The
first,
first
roll.
one.
The first one is standard. If it's advantage, it's with both, and if it's with
Yeah.
disadvantage, it's the lowest of both.
So it's just to
Yeah.
keep it easy across the board, so no one's
Yeah,
everyone's-
it's just so you guys
everyone's
don't
constantly
necessarily
switching it.
know if it's with
Gotcha.
advantage or not, or if it's with disadvantage or not.
So if it's without advantage, but we're rolling, and of course it's 2 rolls, it's the lowest roll. Is
The
normal
highest
one.
with advantage. But with
Oh.
advantage, it's normal.
Okay.
It's the highest roll. With disadvantage, it's the lowest roll. Standard, it's the
Awesome.
first roll of the two.
Tracking. Got you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Me bother. I've just DM'd you again, India. If you can
Yeah.
help me out.
Let me think of something real quick.
Mhm.
Maybe I need to update my add-on.
Yeah, maybe. That's a good question. Is everybody rolling straight rolls? It's just you.
No, I'm rolling
Oh no,
advantage.
anyone else rolled, so
Sorry. Um.
Ah.
the technical difficulties continue.
Oh damn!
Wait,
Oh damn, son. Hmm.
Best I can come up with. Yep.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, let's I could probably do some stuff while we wait for Mr. Dr. Pyrus Moldsville. So as you are working around the ship, you get towards like the front of the ship, and like near where the gangplank for the ship is. Friendly, with Dr. Pyrus, and uh, there's actually a guy walking along the docks, and he did a double take of you and just like he's like
Of me?
yeah, of you, like, well, I mean, he's
Okay.
in your direction. You're kind of like, doing the job, kind of,
Yeah.
as you go,
Stacking
talking,
balls.
looking around. You kind of always have your eyes around, looking around,
Yeah.
going what's going on. You do see kind of this thing, and you hear, "No way, is that Bartram?" And then like you kind of look up and you see this character just like on the docks, kind of
Yeah.
run and jump, like run and he jumps. This like halfling runs and jumps, like lands on the ship, and then like kind of rolls, and then like grabs a hold of you by the shoulders, and then just takes another look, goes, "Ah, anyway," and then like lets go of you.
It's gonna like where I'd, he'd grab me. It's gonna have hands and then let go when he lets go and be like, who the fuck are you? But did you say Bertram?
He goes, "Aye, you hear the spell my boy Bertram yet, eh?"
All right, I'm gonna reverse the roll and grab his shoulders and be like, do you know Bertram? Bertram Roughthistle.
He like falls on his ass and goes, "Aye, Bertram, I thought it was you. I ain't seen him in about a year and a week."
I'm gonna notice he's drunk, obviously, right?
He smells a bit of liquor. I'm not gonna lie. He's got like
Oh, I
a
do
he's got
too. So it's sort of hard to.
he's got a whiskey breath for sure.
All right, I'm gonna put a hand down and try to stand him back up and look back at the captain, see if anyone noticed him jump on board, and be like, "You know my uncle."
He goes, "Who the fuck are you if you're not Bertram with a look at you?"
I'm his nephew. I've been looking for him for months now.
He like seems to like be like seeking it, like scratching his head, like thinking. He goes, "Rent free."
Close, Finley.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what I meant. He told me a lot about your ma. I was
He
supposed
did.
to, yeah, I was supposed to go on a date with her one day. Long story. Anyway, where are you going? He like looks around the ship, and his eyes kind of like widen as he sees like the crew and like what's going on.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know exactly what we're doing. We just got a job. I've only been here for 36, 48 hours. We're going on a gig with these people. But I'm looking for Bertram. I need to find him.
This character like looks around and then he's like fucking starts running full pelt to like the front of the ship here.
I'm gonna follow him
Okay, so you just kind of
as
like
best I can.
yeah,
Yeah.
like by the time he's at the front of the ship here, he like all you kind of see is he kind of embraces this geezer at the front of the ship and then pulls out
Yeah.
this bottle and like a little bag and then just like passes it to the old geezer who's like looking around like, and then like the old geezer like takes a little bit of a sigh and then like walks forward, and then like falls down the stairs a little bit, scratches his head, and then goes, Agatha. And then this woman here like turns around and goes, sorry, get on the next one. And then she like jumps off the ship without answering a question, just kind
Oh
of like
wow. Okay.
runs and just leaves the ship instantly.
Guess she wasn't thick enough, huh?
And then he like you see him kind of like look around and he starts like counting like on his fingers and he's like just like and then he just comes back to his barrel, and then this geezer just like gives him a little bit of a handshake and then comes back to you and goes, well, we'll have plenty of time to talk now, laddie.
Just gonna sort of stand in shock. Like I've spent the past few months, at least half a year, getting to where I am now, and this is the first person who's even remotely been who I'm looking for. I'm like, yeah, of course. Finley, what's your name? And I reach out to shake his hand.
He embraces you and he says, Jonas Briggan.
Just hug back. Great to meet you, Jonas.
This guy seems pretty like ripped, to be honest. Like he's like, as you embrace him, you kind of feel like these bulging muscles underneath his robe. Like for a halfling, he's like fucking stacked.
Like a bag full of cables.
Yeah,
Steel
like
cable.
you're a bit like fucking hell. Like, but it's like
Okay.
really well hidden under the robes. Like
You said Jonas, correct?
Jonas, yeah.
What's his last name?
Brigand. You probably heard this exchange, Darian, anyway. As you finished this thing, the woman you were watching has just kind of just been dismissed, and you're like, you don't really know what you're doing. You've kind of like turned this rope around this center bit, Darian, and now you're a bit like, unsure what to do. You make a sleight of hand check real quick for me.
Yes. Totally.
So like just almost like from instinct of like seeing the different knots she did, you find like a little bit sticking out on this the center circle, and you do like like flip the rope around, and it almost perfectly ties into like this knot that you seen the woman do, and you just like hook it onto the thing, and you like shrug, and you're like, oh, seems like it's done the job.
Right.
Meanwhile, this geezer's literally just still doing nothing. And right now you've got these two people that stink of alcohol, like they just smell of like booze to you. You're a bit like it's irritating your nose a wee bit. But yeah, that's kind of what you're going on with there. We'll flip back to Co down below deck with Gearfried. So obviously Co says, "Oh, you know, you got a funny name," and she's like, "You're
What
funny."
unique, not funny name.
He's like, "You're a weird creature. You got a weird name, bro. You got a weird dick, bro."
True.
Just slapping. That's weird, man. Jesus.
I have the loincloth for
Mhm.
the FCC. So what? I mean, what did she say after I say she has a unique name?
She says, my parents named me in honor of Helm. How do you know about his song? Do you want to make a history check to know if to know if you recognize the name as well?
I should know the name, but
You
I will
should.
make the roll.
Yeah. So actually, you know, you
Average.
yeah, you remember, like you link together the book you read
With
and
the song.
with the song, and you're like, ah, Helm, and you recognize Helm's the god of protection, life, light, and you like, you know, this is obviously, you know, very very simple thing to you, and you're like, ah, you know, so you would probably assume that she's some kind of religious uh, character, who you know, her life seems to be kind of devoted to Helm, the god of protection. And she's like, yeah, how do you know about this?
I say, well, I've been studying for a while now, and specifically, I've been researching the spell plague in the times of trouble, and those times I've read Helm was the one that only stood between the gods returning to their plane.
She nods, and she's like, and she almost like seems to start another song in her head, and like sways a little bit, and she's like, "Mm, yes. Helm's never seen me wrong. You don't see many people around these parts that know about Helm, though." And like she has a little giggle, and then she starts like scribbling in like a like little notes in her book.
Well, personally, I do think he was in the right, stopping the gods from coming back. I'm just going to continue mopping.
Yeah, she like gives you a little smile, and then like just like a little spin, and then just like heads back to the hammock and goes, "Hmm," and then just starts kind of like humming again and looking in her book.
Okay, yeah.
Lovely. Back on the top deck, the guy who's kind of delegated you all shouts, "All hands on deck, we're sailing." No, I don't know what accent he's got, but he's it's like, "All hands on deck, we're sailing, you landlubbers." And then like he sort of heads down here towards Darian, pats Darian on the back on the way past, and then like pulls like two ropes that just unfurl and like a miniature sail kind of pops out from behind the mainsail, and the ship just starts moving. Um, starts moving. Meanwhile, the guy who's doing the fishnets, um, he kind of runs towards the to this area and start. This is actually a helm, and starts steering the ship uh, out of the docks. The ship just starts sailing out the docks. You guys are kind of thing. Um,
Oh, what was that? Oh no!
Mm.
God damn it! Where? Oh, where?
um, so yeah, you guys. Um, I mean, mainly Darian. To be fair, Darian at first starts hearing like this familiar noise. It's like a like almost like a ripping and like rumbling noise. Um, and like from if you kind of pay attention to where the noise is coming from, up on the top of the up on the top of the cliff by the lighthouse, a bright fireball launching a bright fireball actually like is like heading towards the ship.
Just try him up, bro.
Yeah, I mean
I don't even see this
you're
shit.
probably unawares at this point.
Yo,
Um,
I know.
but yeah, the fireball, uh, yeah, the fireball just kind of bursts and lands into the water, to the side of the ship. It very closely misses, um, which is strange because like by this point you've pulled away from the docks and you know you're not really near any of the other ships. Like this fireball you would imagine was kind of aiming for you guys.
Fireball. What?
Yeah, so like a fireball just I mean, those who've seen it, so Ko didn't see it, but the impact actually kind of like sends the boat and the back end spins out a little bit. Yeah, the back end spins out a little bit and you know sends you off. The um the helmsman and the guy on the sails, they clock this happening and they've got a confused look on their face. And he just like jumps into action. He starts climbing up the mast really quick. He pulls these other two ropes, swings on one of them to the other side of the ship, pulls two more ropes, and then all of the sails just unfurl, and the ship just launches forward.
Lurches forward.
Yeah, it lurches forward. Can you all make me a dexterity saving throw?
Yeah.
No.
Fuck me.
I mean, yes.
Okay, so yeah, so I mean I need Don to make me a bitch. Wait, I can make a throw on his behalf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
You
wait,
can
he's
go
done
for
it.
his
Is he?
character sheet.
Don's back?
He's here.
I'm back. I'm alive.
He's back.
All right, so you all feel the ship lurch. All of you actually see like you kind of by the time the fireball hit, you kind of seen it. So you were able to steady yourself against the
Hmm.
the effect on the ship. Ko, you did not see it, but you were actually you were like mopping, but like you kept like glancing off to the side towards this girl who was in the thing, and because you didn't want to make a fool of yourself again, you were kind of you kind of had like a good stance, and because you had a mage hand on the bucket and you weren't holding it, you were pretty prepared for like for anything that might happen, and
Just built different.
Yeah, just built different. However, Gearfried, she does like she just
Oh no,
she just
I
like
didn't clean that part yet.
yeah, she like just fucking flips off this hammock as the ship lurches, and you hear like clashing and like in the kitchen behind you. Um, you turn towards Gearfried and you see that she's got a face full of like salty
Mm.
mud. And you hear like, I mean, I don't think you know most of the words, but very angry, like fucking should have fuck. You start hearing like lots of like expletives. You probably don't really know what they mean.
Yeah, I've never heard those are common.
Mm.
I'm gonna try and write those down later.
Another language. Interesting.
Can
Hmm.
I try and help her up?
Yeah. So like you head over to her, and like she pretty much just like fucking like jumps up really quickly, big smile on her face. She's like, "Ooh, wasn't that exciting?"
That's an odd spell you were casting. What does it do?
She like tilts her head like, "Oh no, I'm just saying a prayer, just saying a prayer," and like she almost like brushes you off, like so she like
Mm,
brushes your
yeah.
arm, and then like does another little twirl, and then just like jumps back on the hammock and goes, "Maybe you should see what that was."
I mean, shouldn't I finish clean first?
She shrugs and then just goes back to humming as if nothing's happened.
All right. Let's finish my work first.
Okay. All right. So the fireball hits, and you guys notice like you hear like boots on the front of the ship, and the captain kind of comes to the this like kind of platform at the front of the ship and like leans over and just starts like looking each of you in the eye. He's like just like intensely like staring at you guys like hmm. Code's just like whistling doing his work.
I need money,
Heff,
okay?
it has to be soul, bro. It has to be soul, Heff, bro. I can't just make a flame demon appear. He slowly grows in his anger towards them.
Kind of look
Calm yourself down.
back at the captain, kind of give the what the fuck was that look?
Okay, yeah, he notices that you look confused as fuck. He's the guy who has like sprung into action and set the sails. He gives a nod to. Like you can probably assume he knows these two pirates here. These two like fisherman looking pirates on the ship. But he's kind of looking at you all a bit suspiciously if I'm honest. He's kind of like thing and he's like shrugs and then just turns around, takes a swig of his drink, and the ship just continues sailing. So we're gonna kind of fast forward. You guys at this point, you've been sailing for about 15 hours. Nobody's been allowed to sleep. Nobody's been, given any food. You've all picked up like the basics of sailing. So like, what's happened is these two guys here have kind of explained how the sails work to an extent, so you kind of have a grasp of of how to make the ship go, per se. What you've gathered in the time is that the captain is just an old drunk, um, who doesn't really do anything and just sits and drinks. You've established this guy with the harpoon is the first mate who does everything, and this guy is like the first mate who does everything that the first mate can't do. That's kind of what you gather from the crew. This guy just looks like a delinquent who, was just chucked on here, and he's just lazy, to be honest. And you've heard like these two fishermen, joke about throwing him overboard because even when they're trying to like get stuff done, he's just not interested in doing anything. For some reason, Gearfried is just like she's been left to just do what she wants to do. Um, Ko might assume it's because Helm is the god of protection, and maybe they have somebody on board of religious, mind to kind of help protect the journey and the voyage. But yeah, she's like kind of thing. She's complained a few times about being hungry though, as Ko's kind of worked through cleaning the lower decks. He hasn't gone into this room here, which he would assume is the captain's quarters. I mean, he wouldn't assume. It says Old Joe on the door.
Old
So
Joe.
Okay.
and it's locked. So you
I
haven't
don't
gone
know
in.
who that is.
No,
the
but
captain.
it's not you, so you probably wouldn't have gone
That's
in.
true.
And then you see like the little half door here. This guy's been inside the kitchen, clean. I mean, you think he's been cleaning. He's been doing things, and you haven't really
Okay.
noticed anything else.
He's
By this,
eating all the rations.
by this point, you've cleaned all of the bottom deck, and you've made your way onto
Okay.
the top deck, and pretty much everyone's kind of chipping in on the top deck to do things. It's been about
Excellent.
14 or 15 hours, like I say. You've been going, and Fenley is he's starting to feel hungry. He's like that nice meal's kind of wearing off.
Yeah.
Ko definitely feeling something. Like he's like
Some kind of way.
yeah, he's like thing, and Darian is like
Meh.
yeah, he's like I want some food, but like I'm not gonna taste it. So I
Don't
mean,
mind it too much.
yeah. But you at the same time you're everyone's tank's running a bit low because you've been worked to the bone. You've been like throwing
Yeah.
things around, hauling nets, doing bits and bobs. And I would assume you've kind of asked, where we're going, what's the crack, what's going on. And you have been told you're heading to the Great Sea. You're on a fishing run. You've got about a 10-day round trip to to gather fish, and you're about halfway to where you need to be.
Okay.
Was what you've kind of established from what you've been told. You guys are also kind of tempted to throw this guy overboard because he's kind of obnoxious and just doing nothing.
Doing
Oh yeah,
fuck off.
Darian has noticed.
Pyrus was like kind of just trying to do his cannonballs, but then he's kind of noticed as well that there's somebody else on the crew, and the woman's gone, and he's like, "What? Do we get like a crew change?" So
Sus?
we'll assume everyone's kind of heard this like Scottish halfling, chatting with Fenley. So
Maybe
and
he's
Fenley
the cause of the fireball.
and Fenley's probably like explain, family friend, this,
Yeah. For sure.
intro-
Friend of the family.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure some stuff out. He's
Yeah.
helping out. He's
Intro-
more experienced than we are.
introduce him as Jonas. And this guy makes clean, like he's like making easy work of everything. Even Darian is like kind of in awe a little bit because things that like Darian kind of struggles with a little bit, like bits and bobs. This guy just like lifts like it's a feather, and
He's just knocking out mid conversation.
yeah, just like just doing shit, and like there was maybe there was one part during the thing. There was the old Joe thought it'd be funny to do a shot put competition. So he like grabs like 10 cannonballs and goes, whoever throws it the farthest gets a double portion.
I want to roll for that.
That's fine. We'll roll.
All right.
I want to do
This,
the mini game roll. Let's do it.
Okay,
is this
we'll roll
strength
through
or
it.
athletics or what?
Okay, so if you want to each give me a strength roll.
Okay.
Come on, baby.
Well,
Okay
Well.
then.
Okay, so yeah, like you all kind of do the you're all fucking getting ready and prepared. You've got like sound footing, and yeah, you almost can't tell.
Rules of advantage.
You almost can't tell the difference between Darian and Jonas's throws. Like they seem like they kind of hit the same distance altogether. But I'm not gonna lie, it's freaking impressive though. Like you're each actually quite astounded at how far they threw these things. In fact, old Joe's so impressed. He's like, he's like, he's like, he's like, I'm glad I got you guys on the crew.
Did everyone roll great? Everyone just great fucking throw.
And yeah,
Even the nerdy turtle.
and
Like
then
the mage hand is helping me lift it. I'm like,
and then he like looks down and he says, we'll take rest in halves. Half of you go and eat your food, go to sleep. The other half eat your food, then carry on working. The people who rolled the highest get to go and eat the food first. So
Hey.
Darian, Fenley, Jonas, Pyrus, and then the two main fishermen. They head like downstairs. You guys all head downstairs. You like head up to the kitchen. This geezer's like just like shuffling around in the kitchen at this point, like and he obviously he heard he was part of the competition, so he passes Darian and I forget his name, Jonas. Passes Darian and Jonas like a double portion. It's not a double portion of the stew, but it's a double portion of the bread.
Okay.
Which is like the main kind of thing with it. It's it smells pretty hearty. It smells very delicious. It's a pretty good thing. And much like Fenley would, Jonas just absolutely engulfs this food in like a millisecond.
Disgustingly eats all of it.
Yeah, he pretty much just leans against the wall, just like chugs it back, eats the bread. He pulls like a little bottle out of his pocket and starts chugging from like his hip flask.
Nice.
Fenley grabs his food. The other pirates, Dr. Pyrus, everyone, you kind of get your food when it's your turn. And yeah, you guys eating the food, right? Like scanning it. You haven't eaten for about 15 hours of hard labor.
Just like destroying it. I'm making my way over to Jonas, where he's up against the wall as I'm eating, and just like slamming down the floor, like bumping into him, eating my little portion of bread.
Yeah,
And
make sure you don't eat that too fast. Don't want to throw it up now.
like just like notioning towards his flask, see if he'll give me a little nip of it.
Yeah, he passes you the flask, and the second it touches your lips, your eyes like burst open as you realize this is that same liquor that your uncle gave you.
Okay.
This is the same liquor that his uncle gave you, and
I go to cough and sputter, but like close my mouth to not lose any of it.
he like
just like snap my head.
The second
towards
that
him.
he like grabs towards it, like as if like to save it because he doesn't want you to. Like he like grabs the hip flask really quickly, like
yeah.
He's like,
I keep
careful with that. We like careful.
I keep it in my mouth, like I don't let it go anywhere,
Mm.
and just like
Yeah.
roll my head back, and like push my beard into my mouth to get all of it off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where did you find this?
He's like, find it. It was your uncle gave it me. He gave me a whole keg, actually, funnily enough.
You have an entire. I'm trying to find him and this alcohol. I have to find it. If you can help me out, point me in the right direction, even I will give you whatever I make from this trip.
He's like, you and me both, man. I thought I'd bump into him at least one more time in this journey, but I've been hanging around these docks for about a year now, waiting.
You've
Last
not
time-
seen him?
Last time I seen him a year ago, we went on an expedition. He fell overboard. I've had a letter from him though, and he sent me a wee letter, and I thought, so yeah, he's alive, but I just don't know where he is.
I'm gonna have to think on this, but
Hmm.
any information you can give me, if I find him, you find him. All
He's
right.
He's like, well, he's all of his stuff still in my dorm, so I'll show you when we get back to town.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, please. Thank you so much. I'll compensate you for this.
He's like,
This is all I've been looking for.
a rough vessel's a rough vessel through and through. You're all friends of mine. And yeah, he just kind of closes the cap on the drink, puts it in his pocket, and then just like stumbles over to one of the hammocks and just falls asleep instantly. Like,
I'm gonna sit there like staring like I'm getting somewhere fucking finally. Like the work and the misery that I put into being on these fucking ships. Fuck yeah. Yeah, I feel like a renewed like like a renewed spirit. This is going the way I wanted to finally. I'm gonna let him sleep. But get up and just try to help, like picking up empty bowls and return them to the fucking mess and yeah.
yeah, the two other pirates, they don't waste any time either. It seems like this is essential sleep time. As soon as you get told you can eat is like this, the quicker you eat, the quicker you sleep, and the quicker you sleep, the more you sleep. So they just like eat the food super quick, throw the bowls pretty much like in this direction, head to the hammocks, and just
Rack out.
rack out. And they're so used to it, they just fall asleep. Done.
Is
While
As I got my food, I would start a conversation with the doctor. Walked over and be like, I heard you're a doctor. Is that true?
yes, that I am. I've studied various many things.
Do you know anything about curses by chance?
That's not quite my specialty. I evolve myself more of the body, trying to cure it of plagues and diseases of the mind.
Damn it. All right. You can see Darren kind of have a like a little bit of a disappointing look in his face.
While I may not be able to heal your specific situation, I can definitely heal the body of maybe improve it at some point.
What do you mean improve?
The body, both human and mammal in general, are can have weak tendencies. Maybe at some point we can improve those things, eliminate such trepidations.
So Darren, are you like interested or are you offended by this? I feel like it would be one of two outcomes. You as a Wolfkin are very proud. You're very proud of your physical domination, especially over like most other species. So I'm not sure if you would take what he's saying with offense. At the fact that he's like saying you're not like perfect, you could be better. Or if you would be kind of interested because you're also, would like to be the very best, like no one ever was.
Probably be. He wouldn't be offended. He'd be more kind of like, yeah, curious as to what exactly he's talking about, but he wouldn't be offended. Fair enough. Well,
The
Yeah,
the guy
Christy.
behind the counter like just sees you talking and he's like, "Hurry up, your food's getting cold. Next group's down soon."
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that's fine.
sorry. I'm gonna take this and then go enjoy my journal under candlelight.
Fair enough.
He kind of like walks out the kitchen and then like runs up the stairs. And you can hear him being like, next group, kind of thing. And then he runs back down the stairs and starts like rustling around in the kitchen.
I mean, I can go down.
I'll probably head over here,
Please.
kind of start munching on the food that I've been given. With like
It's tasteless and
yeah,
you can't
obviously. So it'll
taste it.
be
But you do feel like some strength
Yeah.
return to you a little bit because you like you burn a lot of calories as you're like doing heavy labor and you've done quite a bit and you did exert yourself quite a bit throwing that shot put a million miles. So it just you do feel like rejuvenated. And you can kind of close your eyes and think like, oh, it'd be so delicious if I could taste it.
right.
Yeah, the rest of the crew kind of come down. These guys are going to be like working through the night. There's not much that needs to be done. They're just kind of going the rest of the journey. Old Joe stumbles down the stairs, snatches like pushes past all the people, like kind of shoves Poe out the way, and
I'm so small he doesn't even need to.
yeah, he just like snatches a bowl and then like tumbles back up the stairs, spilling half of his food as he heads back up to the thing. The other guys, Poe's kind of like just tumbled out the way, and these guys they're not really like too bothered. Geofried kind of like she pushes in front of you, but like looks behind to be like, oh, and like see if you need help at all. But she's like in front of you. She wants some food.
Am I on my back?
No, 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 you're not on your back. You just kind of got
it again.
Okay.
you just kind of got you just got like shoved a little bit to the side.
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
Yeah. So it's like she grabs the food and like there's a little twirl, and then like starts heading back towards her hammock.
Oh, now she has fancy feet. Earlier.
Yeah, I would have finished my food and probably also because we're allowed to sleep, right? We were
Yeah,
the
yeah,
group that
yeah.
was
Yeah,
I would
first group.
try to sleep.
Yeah, I have like a renewed sort of spirit, so I will be. If I do sleep or have time to sleep, I will try to take it. But otherwise, I'm gonna be trying to just fill in for people, like that excited sort of news. Like, yes, yeah.
I think, like, looking at the food, I would ask if they had any fruit.
I would assume a ship would. I mean,
You would
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah, so like the guy kind of looks pissed off, looks you up and
I'm
down,
sure it tastes great.
and then he like kind of like goes to like this little nook in the corner here, and you can like hear like some like shuffling around, and
Okay.
he like looks back at you as if like maybe
Hello.
maybe he thinks he knows what you might enjoy, and like just starts like going at it, and then he like pulls out this bowl, and it's got like some mushed up like banana and like different fruits
Ooh.
in like like a milk. It's like mushed up in this like milk thing, and then just kind of like pushes it on the desk and says, "Bon appetit."
This looks really
Bone
good. Thanks.
bone
I
egg
like take
titty.
the bowl and I just like find a bit of a corner to kind of like sit down and start eating.
And then like he grabs the bowl that he gave you initially, like he had the other bowl, and then
Yeah.
you see him like grab it and like just turn around and then just pour it into like a bin.
Oh, so sad it got wasted though.
Yeah. The halfling, he takes some food. He's really hungry considering he's done nothing. And he pretty much just like sits. For some reason, these halflings just seem to be fucking. But I mean, like they're very, very hungry characters. He scrans a lot, and then he heads back upstairs because he did recall there's more work to be done, but he doesn't do
Oh
anything.
my god, he's doing it? Damn,
no,
that's
he
impressive.
He doesn't do anything, but he wants to be like he
Okay.
wants to be in the area where he should be. He just doesn't do anything.
I
in
got
that
you.
area.
Yeah.
He's not stupid. He knows what he's doing to an extent to like look a little bit busy at times, at the right times, but yeah, most of the time he's just doing
Okay.
We've all worked with people like that.
that. All right, so as you all eat your food, Ko finishes his.
Delicious.
Fenley's just thinking about his uncle, and then just he just blacks out. Gone.
Just blacked out.
Ko,
Yeah, just
Ko,
food.
Ko heads upstairs, and he's kind of he's gotta just make sure everything's in order. He looks up, after about 15 minutes, he looks up and sees old Joe just like passed out at the top of the deck here.
I think I just like mop around him.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like give him a white berth and just kind of like mop around. Like, well, the rest of it'll look nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and then so everyone's just like scrambling their food, delicious. And Ko, you're like mopping around. Oh no, wait. Pyrus is like he's like thinking, I've got so much work to do, and he like looks in his journal. The candlelight's flickering. Just blacks out. Darian, you've trained yourself to sleep pretty swiftly if you need to recover and recuperate. So you're already asleep pretty quickly, just like the fishermen and the people who seem experienced. You've slept in much worse places than in a comfy hammock on a boat. Ko's like mopping around old Joe, and like he just takes like a little like feels like a little weird feeling, and like he looks down and the mop's like going over old Joe's face, and he's like he turns around and he looks down and he sees the halfling, and the halfling's literally just like passed out over the cannon. And like this like panic starts to kind of set into Ko as he like looks like he doesn't know what's going on, and then Ko just like blacks out and just falls down the stairs.
Oh no.
And just lands at the bottom of the stairs, unconscious. You don't know how much time's passed, but Benley like is having these fever dreams about his uncle. He's like, all this like this hunt that he's been going on, and like he kind of feels like he's getting like thrown about a little bit, and like he looks up and he sees the guy who's like been in the kitchen and served them food, kind of like rummaging through his pockets, but like before he can do anything, he's just honked out unconscious again.
Motherfucker.
Okay, that's the end of chapter 1.
Grenade vest. Vest. Suicide vest. Boo.
Okay.
Fuck you, son bitch.
1 sec, let me just grab...
Capture Uno. Level 2, boys. Here we go. No.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okie dokie.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully this isn't showing you too much and you can just see what I've made you see.
Oh, wow, it's a
It is a
beautiful
very
massive
small
map.
version
You can
of
see
that.
everything. I'm kidding.
If you fought before.
Yeah, I'm trying to go fucking war here, boys. Okay.
It's Divinity, anyone? Just random shore wash up.
Like Original Sin 2?
Yeah.
Divinity. It's so good. It's so fucking good.
The food was so good. Why was it poison?
Baldur's Gate 3 though, like the early access is amazing as well.
I haven't played
Same
it yet.
people. I would pay for that early access. That's obviously just Act 1 as a full game. I would pay the money for it. It's that good.
I want to play Descent. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Just a whole deep dive into the Nine Hells. I think that's cool.
That would be awesome.
We shipwrecked?
Okay.
Oh,
I'm missing one person.
who's a sleepy boy? Oh, shit.
I love her.
Right.
She's adorable.
I hate her.
Okay. So
Gonna protect her.
Listen, man, the little girls always die. All right, this is Jordan's
Good.
fade.
okay, so
my
you guys can you each make a constitution save, please?
Sure can, Butteroony. Am I in my shell?
Yeah, you've kind of retracted over
Okay, 'cause I
time.
get
Unsave.
Am I in my shell?
No.
Oh, okay. So we wake up like this?
Wake up like this.
All right, so Ko, you last thing you remember, you vaguely remember seeing people passed out. Next thing you know, boom, you wake up, you feel like this, you feel like sand, warm sand beneath your face. It's kind of
Mhm.
nice for you, and you like
Yeah.
you like kind of caressing the sand a little bit, and then like you snap to attention. The way you're looking, you can see um you see you see Darian, the random halfling, Gearfried, and old Joe just like scattered along the beach, like in different states of kind of like unpreparedness.
Hmm.
All unconscious at this point. Um, uh, Darian has, his wound from previous. There is blood coming out. There is blood coming out from his leg. He was like almost repaired, but now it's just like gushing a bit of blood. As you kind of stumble to your feet from being on this beach.
So I look around. I'd like to get just do perception, just kind of try and see if I can like piece together what happened.
Yeah.
I imagine I come to the conclusion that we shipwrecked.
Yeah, well, as you stand up, you feel like a pain in your stomach, and you like vomit and like throw up, and then like this adrenaline, this adrenaline kind of pumps into your system, and like your eyes just sharpen, and you can see everything, that as clear as day. You see like all these unconscious bodies around you. You see Dr. Pyrus. I mean, you don't really know him, I don't think. You haven't really spoke to him. But he's kind of like on a piece of wood that's like drifting away a little bit. You see one of the fishermen kind of impaled upon the bowsprit of the
Do
of
they
a
appear dead?
crushed. They are impaled, and there's
So yeah, about
yeah, you would
about as good as
you
he
would
can
probably
be.
imagine they were dead.
Yeah.
They kind of
We gotta do it
impaled
for
on
'em.
the bowsprit,
Hey,
and then you see the other guy, the guy who's like kind of in charge but not the captain. He's kind of just like bludgeoned on a rock, and there's like crows like pecking at his corpse, like birds, like loads of seagulls and different animal, like kind of pecking at him.
Carrion birds.
Yeah, mainly, yeah, just like scavengers.
Okay. I would like to cast Mage Hand to attempt to like pull the doctor back in, or at least stop him from floating away further. I don't know, how much my hand can move.
The good doctor.
And if I can, I'd like to go and try and wake up old Joe.
Yeah, so you turn towards the doctor, and you feel like really like quite lightweight, and like you like go to reach for your hat, and it's gone.
Mm,
And then you like
not good.
reach for your book because you panic, and it's gone. And you
Oh no!
kind of like you kind of have a bit of a panic on,
Yep.
but you still kind of know what you're doing, so you like start like doing your mage hand technique, and then like you feel horrible pain in your shoulder, and you look, and there's like a piece of wood like jarred in between your shell and your
Oof,
shoulder.
not good.
You've taken 3 points of damage from some kind of piercing piece of wood in your shell.
Okay. I'm
It's
back to
just
full health.
Hmm?
I'm back to full health.
How are you back to full health? You just took 3
I
points of
had 3
damage.
tip. I
Oh,
had 3
oh
temp.
right. Oh yeah, yeah,
so-
G10s. Yeah, yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wait, you
so
had what?
he had 3
Yeah,
points of
3
temporary.
temporary hit
Yeah.
points.
Oh, okay.
Well, um,
It's like
well,
a
hey,
shell.
so realizing that my book is gone and that I am wounded, instead of waking up old Joe, I would like to search for berries.
Okay, so you like
Nature check,
so did you
or
wait, did you like just abandon Dr. Pyrus who's floating out a little bit?
I mean, I can't really do anything for him. My hand's not working.
Yeah, so like Dr. Pyrus is still just like floating away a little bit. You just turn
Am I
around.
awake?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Code turns around and just like kind of starts like
Or
sniffing a little bit, and yeah, can you do me a survival check?
survival. Could I do nature instead?
Not currently, no.
No. Okay.
You don't really know where you are or what's going on, so I'm gonna go for
Damn.
survival. Yeah, you can't like you kind of start like just like pacing and like sniffing because you think, oh, maybe maybe there'll be something. There's no bushes along this coastline. You do see like if you like you're looking, you do see like really far to the north of you. You see like like forest. It's like quite a ways away. Like it's you'd probably feel a bit tired and a bit like achy. I don't know if you'd feel up to
Yeah,
like
there's a shrapnel in my arm.
yeah, I don't know if you'd feel up for like traipsing all the way up to the forest while you're surrounded by these unconscious bodies.
No. Is there a plant I can get a leaf from nearby?
No.
No. Okay, damn.
As you're kind of like just like, aimlessly looking around.
Yeah, like I'm just like, this won't do. This won't do.
Bentley, I also need a Constitution save from you, by the way. I didn't get one. Oh, he's gone. Darian, as this is happening, you kind of jolt awake. You feel like you've been like roofied. Like you're like you've never been in that deep of a sleep. Like you were in such a deep sleep you couldn't even kind of come to from that. Usually you're a light sleeper, you kind of know what you're doing, but that was like a heavy sleep. So you're shocked as you kind of like lurch awake in like fight or flight mode instantly. You look around and do you want to do me a perception check? I imagine
Sure.
you probably do pretty good.
We'll see.
Yeah. So
Darian
like
knows
as
shit.
you Fenley, I need a Constitution save throw from you, by the way.
Absolutely.
So as you like lurch awake,
Saving throw.
Constitution saving, yeah. As you lurch awake, you see like the bodies scattered around you. You see the ship kind of like marooned, like split in half almost, and like somebody impaled. You can smell the blood of the person impaled. You see the guy bludgeoned on the rocks with the birds flying over him, kind of making you a little bit twitchy. You see like Ko just like wandering around, like just like looking at little piles of wood and like
I think he almost looks like in a
Berries.
drunken haze. Like he's picking up random objects and like kind of like thinking if they would work for what he's trying to think about.
yeah, he's the only one like awake at this point other than you. You can see by this point Dr. Paris is kind of like floating further and further away from the thing. You look down at your leg and you see that there's blood coming from your leg again, and you're fucking pissed off at this. You're like, God damn, this wound won't fucking heal, motherfucker.
Right.
You take 3 points of damage. from that.
Okay. Ow. All right. I will probably go to the doctor and try to drag him onto the shore, basically.
So as you kind of like make your way out, the salt stings your
Which will
wound.
suck. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the salt stings your wound, and you're like, ugh. You feel achy, but like the adrenaline is absolutely like fucking making you fly through this. You pretty easily, you've done a bit of swimming in your time, and you're pretty agile even in the water. You do have to like doggy paddle. You have to doggy paddle a little bit, but you managed
They
to get.
say I'm bad with.
You managed to get to him, and I imagine you kind of like grab his cloak with your teeth and start like pulling him back towards the shore. And as you kind of hit the shore, Pyrus does kind of like come to a little bit, with like shaking, cold from the sea that he's been in for probably a little bit of time. And you just like you like crawl onto shore and just like shake yourself off, get yourself nice and dry pretty easily.
Right.
I wish I could just shake off that easily. Fucking water is cold.
God damn.
You hear a little bit of commotion, and old Joe kind of like rolls over, and then like reaches into his jacket, and then like jumps up because he's like, "Who took my rum?"
I think the ocean probably did.
He looks out to sea and sees his ship, and he goes, "Well, be
some bitch."
Yeah. Can I see if the guy that's on the rocks is dead?
You could
If he might
see,
be
yeah.
alive.
I mean, you kind of like focus your vision, like zoom in on him a little bit, and you can see like some of the birds are, like flying off with these like tendrils, almost like these little tentacles.
Oh.
Like they're like flying off with these tentacles, and like you think you can smell like human.
Those are
heart.
insides.
You can smell human
Yep.
heart. You're like, ooh, that's a fresh human heart, and then you see like
Rot.
you see this one like large crow just like fly off with this human heart.
Oh,
Okay, cool. He's dead.
Mm.
Awesome.
you think he's okay?
He's dead.
I'm still
Yeah.
passed out. This is
Oh,
out of character.
okay. Yeah. Well, he might be alive. I don't know.
He's fine.
He's fine. He can walk it off.
Fenley, you come to as your boy Jonas like is pretty much like picking you up and giving you a shake.
I'm fine. I'm fine. What happened? Looking around.
I'll be damned if I
Holy
know.
Shit. What the fuck happened? Like, can I? Man,
Wish I
obviously,
knew. Last
wanna
I knew,
piece
I
it
was
together.
I was nose deep in my book.
So what you do this time?
Just looking around everyone like, Did everyone go to sleep?
And they all kind of, everyone kind of nods. Like everyone's getting up. Everyone except these, like Gearfried and the other halfling. They're kind of just coming to, but everyone else is like looking at you and just like nods. Like,
Can I do a perception for or anything else for like where's the fucking cook?
you could do a history check to see if you
Oh,
recall.
Okay.
shit.
If you recall,
Where's the fucking cookie?
yeah,
Is he a roofie us all? That
That's-
motherfucker.
Ooh, -1 on history. Let's see what happens. Me.
So yeah, you just suddenly go, fucking cool. You remember he was ratcheting through your pockets, like just
Okay.
like as you were like passed out and you couldn't
Yep.
do anything about
Yep.
it.
Okay.
And yeah, you 100% remember like the like grin on his face as he's like fucking,
Just
you know.
I'm just gonna scream
Uh,
out like it was the cookie, like the cook.
Can I do a medicine check to see if there's any like after effects from us being drugged?
Yeah, go for a medicine.
Mm.
Fucking nat 20 on a -1 intelligence roll.
You dirty. Yeah. So you like.
God damn, dude.
You can pretty much ascertain that there's not like any lasting effect. It was just a really heavy kind of roofie. You know, you can probably guess what it was from your experience with different poisons and different materials around the world. It was a pretty potent knockout drug. And yeah, there's no lasting effects. There's no like damage. Um, although you do kind of Dr. Pius, you feel like you've had it rough and you've got like a bump against the side of your head. You've actually took like 3 points of damage from like the concussion and sitting floating out in the sea. So you're not feeling too great yourself, to be honest. From that. But everyone's
Did-
awake now.
Did he
You get a
roll
little
two
bit of
in
like
the
euphoric
20s?
high after waking up, being like, "Oh, that's pretty good," but fuck that guy. That's
Gearfried's looking really sheepish, like, kind of a bit of ashamed almost about, the fact that the ship has been kind of done in while she's protecting it. But you like, I would say maybe only Ko would kind of notice that she's like really kind of like, she's not chirpy and like happy go lucky. She doesn't have a shield or a sword. In fact, all of you realize you have nothing. You've got like the clothes you're wearing.
yeah.
But you don't
Well,
have
Oh,
I'm
that
okay.
you don't you don't
motherfucker
have
took my
anything. You
katana.
don't have your katana. You don't have yeah. You've been left with your mask, but I think it was just because you didn't really know how to take your mask off, Pyrus. But you don't have any of your potions that were around your waist, things like that.
Obviously we're gathered up into a group and be like, hey, if the ship wrecked, he's got to be here. I don't know what this is. Are we part of like we land on a coast of a country? Or are we on an island? Like, I don't know what's going on, but we need to my
Sorry.
stuff. That's what I had, but-
As he says that, I'm going to try and look for any maybe footprints that lead away from the beach or away from where we are.
Good call.
Okay. Can you roll me investigation, Darian?
Yep. Oh my god.
Okay, so like you
Fine.
you drop to all fours and start like sniffing, and you're like
Fuck me.
like really like intently thing. But as you do that, you just like your head gets really fuzzy and cloudy, and like you just feel really groggy, and like you pretty much go to about here, and then you're like you just like don't have no idea where you're going at this point. Old Joe.
Darian, did you find something over there?
No, I'm not feeling too well right now. I can't. No, I can't. I'm not seeing anything.
You see old Joe, he just starts like swimming out to the ship.
Shit.
He's like swimming out to the ship. Gearfree just like kind of takes herself off to the side here and starts like crying and like
I want to walk over to Gearfried.
yeah, she's like
I'm gonna
crying
grab.
and
I'm
like
gonna grab Jonas though after I check Jonas because he's a big lead for me personally. I'm gonna check him. Be like,
oh yeah,
hey,
he's brushed off right now and he's
he's
just like
fine, right?
stretching. He actually doesn't feel like surprised or shocked. He doesn't have any of his
Okay.
things either.
Well, if he's doing his thing, then I'm just gonna walk towards Gearfried.
Yeah, she's
Actually,
like,
I mean, if I would perceive her being weird.
yeah, you would perceive she's like crying
Okay.
and like whimpering and like saying like muttering different bits and
All right.
bobs.
Can I walk over to her and talk to her then?
Yeah, so you walk over and she's like, you can understand she's like saying prayers and like asking forgiveness and like just like oh pretty much saying
I-
some prayers, crying a little bit.
I would say I'd take a knee, but it would be ridiculous because I'm 3.5 feet tall. I'm just gonna stand and just like, hey, are you okay? What's wrong?
She like just lets out a big sigh and just she says, my prayers weren't enough. I'm ashamed. Maybe I'm not devout enough.
That's ridiculous.
And then she's just like
Men
yeah,
men intercede and ruin things all the time. I'm sure if it wasn't for him. Did you know the cook?
she says, no, I only know Joe.
Joe Mama, I'm sorry.
He's only gay.
Do I hear her praying?
Yeah, you can hear her praying if you.
Can I do like a religion or a history check?
Yeah,
on
do
it?
me a religion check. Yeah, you've heard I mean you've been around a lot of dying people and a lot of people down and out. You know she's praying to Helm, the god of protection. I don't think that's the god you follow, but you know that's one of the quite popular, not too niche, but it's definitely somebody people pray to quite often. And you kind of you understand the words she's saying. You've heard them many times. You could probably recite them yourself if you wanted to.
By the way, the like your passive things, they don't matter, right, when you're rolling?
Yeah, when you're
Passive
rolling, doesn't matter.
perception.
Yeah, okay. Figured. Yeah.
That's usually just the DM goes, "Oh, you would have seen this because your
Mhm.
passive perception's like 18 or something."
I got you.
Okay, well, if the good doctor is going to take over and speaking with her, I mean, I'm just gonna wander off to Darien. Like,
He's only just heard, like, the minute he hasn't said anything or done anything.
I'm
So
just
you're-
curious, like, to see if if the person who, under my own assumption, because I am used to being on a ship and dealing with shady motherfuckers, the potentiality of this happening.
Yeah, she's just muttering prayers and thinking. You do notice like Darian just kind of like lying in the sand, kind of defeated,
Licking my wound.
licking his wound.
I just want to scan, like, to see if there are indeed footprints or anything leading away. Like, obviously, something happened to KO us.
Yeah, if you want to do me an investigation check.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
I do one as well.
You want investigation or perception?
Investigation.
Shit. Ugh.
That's not bad.
You want to do Paris?
Doctor,
Dr.
good doctor.
Paris.
you doing
Sorry.
a roll too?
Do me
I
an
am.
investigation, governor.
Well, my lad.
There we go. Okay, so Fenley, you kind of break off from Gearfried with a bit of like, vroomf about you. Like looking
Yeah.
around, you see you can you can't see any footprints like close to you. It seems like the tides kind of came in and
Wash it
freq-
away.
frequently wash things away. As you kind of like head up, you walk past Darian, you just kind of leave him. You you're heading northbound
Okay.
towards this area. Um,
Yeah.
like this like these two puddles off to the like two like little bays almost.
Okay.
And you can see some footprints. This way they split off. There's one that goes to the right, and then there's like one that goes up through the left as well.
Okay.
Up this way. As you're kind of going, you can turn around and you still see everyone's kind of a bit dazed on the beach.
Good.
But
Would I
Can
see
I call
him
back
go
to them?
there? Like, would I see him walk up
yeah, you
ahead of
see
me?
you see him walk up.
Can I
And
call back to them?
I probably kind of follow him.
yeah. You kind of just like get up and start like heading towards. As you actually head towards Fenley, Darian, you hear like this little beep, just like a beep, nothing else. You just hear like a beep, and if you can do me a perception check.
Interesting.
Like a mechanical beep or like a
Mechanic,
bird?
yeah.
Or...
Beep.
Hmm.
So like you hear the beep, and like you think it's coming from like the northwest. You're not sure, but you think maybe it's coming from the northwest. Um, like
You
uh,
heard that?
Bentley didn't hear it.
I didn't
No,
hear
but
anything. What are you talking about?
you sure? I just heard uh, a weird sound coming from
What
over
kind of weird?
there, and I
What
would
kind of
kind
weird
of
sound?
like nod over to the direction, like the northwestern area. Like
He points up kind of this
like
way.
a ding, like yeah, like I don't know, like a little, not even a bell, but like I don't know, like a bing. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know how to prescribe it. It's
Hey,
the yeah.
no, it's fine. Everything's been weird
I'm
so
not
far.
sure
We
what
just
it
woke
is.
up on an island, a part of a country that I'm not familiar. I don't know what's going on. Let's avoid it for now. I do believe there are prints heading this way, though.
He
Do we
points. He
stick
points
away
north.
from that? Yeah, but point northeast. Do we
Mm.
stay away from that sound? Do you want to lead? I didn't hear anything. Maybe with your wolf sense, you can hear better than I can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's fair.
Darian does like look towards where Fenley pointed. He sees the same thing. He sees like footprints heading this way.
Okay.
Footprints heading this way.
Can I call back to Co and the good doctor and anyone else who wants to follow that? Hey, I think we found people have gone this way. Someone's gone this way.
Yeah, Jonas.
Obviously, if you're not up for the task, stay back, and take care of anyone who's wounded. But let's drive forward.
Jonas heads forward, no bother. He's feeling fine. No, but like he's feeling okay. Just kind of goes. He does look back, and then just like shrugs. Like looks back towards the ship. You assume
At the
it's-
noise or at the okay.
Yeah, looks back towards the ship.
Have I been able to find anything suitable to write on?
Nope.
Nope.
You could pick up a piece of driftwood, but you don't have.
I was going to say
any,
driftwood would be a good
you
like.
could maybe
use
get
your-
like
use your
driftwood with
claws.
a rock or something, but I mean,
Use
I don't
your
know if-
like
I don't know if you're that desperate yet.
your turtle.
Well, you said I can get
claws.
driftwood, then I would happily take a piece and like remove the wood in my shoulder and use my blood to write on it. I would
Gotcha.
like to copy the magical formulas for the mage hand cantrip onto it.
Okay. Yeah. So,
A
the
bloody piece of wood.
yeah, blood is kind of gushing a little bit. It's not like
Yeah.
going loads, but you keep like kind of reapplying the blood as you
Yeah.
do it, and you're able
With
to
like one of my clawed fingers.
you're able to grab the driftwood and inscribe on it what you need.
Okay.
No problem.
Excellent. With that in hand, I think I would follow with Finley.
Yeah, you hear him shouting like, about coming this way if you feel okay, and I mean, you don't feel horrendous, and you're quite
I've been better.
inquisitive. Yeah. You've been worse. You've been better.
I want my book.
Yeah. You head up this way
Hmm.
as well. Gearfried, she like looks back towards old Joe, and she just like stays on the rock. And then she actually like walks to the south of the rock, and then you can see her like on her knees. She's like saying a prayer. For any of those common and things, she's pretty much just praying for the souls of the two dead fishermen.
I choose to follow the group as Finley's helped me out, and as I'm walking away, I hear her praying and just go bullish prayers as just under my breath.
Would I hear that?
Yes.
With a passive of 15, yeah.
Sorry, I missed just that last
Damn,
thing.
passive 15, crazy man.
That insane passive.
He said, so you don't know this in character because you're too
Oh,
focused
never
on the
mind.
other
Then.
thing.
Don't tell me about it.
Okay. The bard is the other halfling is like visibly pissed to fuck. Like he's got no instrument. He's got no instrument. He's like so he picks up a couple of pieces of driftwood. These two little sticks, almost like drumsticks.
Yeah.
And then he just starts like tapping them together, like calm himself. You think?
Oh, so
and,
he's like almost obsessively needs.
Yeah. So
okay.
then he just kind of like follows you guys.
Like falls in behind us.
Humming behind you.
All right.
Meanwhile, you hear an exclamation, "Ah!" and then you see old Joe like emerge from the ship, and he's holding a bottle.
I
Oh
knew
my
it.
god.
And then he starts swimming back. He starts swimming back to the shore.
I fucking knew it.
I'm going to like internally understand his plight, but be like, this is not the fucking time. Just keep pushing forward behind Darian. Just like, hey, fucking, let's get to where we're going because we need our shit.
Okay.
Not that I even had anything. Like I had fucking nothing, but
okay. So the
justice needs to be fucking delivered.
The party kind of moves their way up the beach till around here. At which point, I think most of you guys, except old Joe, because he's too busy drinking, you all hear like a beep. Darian, you can probably assume that it's probably been about 4 minutes since you last heard the beep. And the beep came from this way this time.
Oh.
You hear that?
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear anything.
You didn't hear anything again, goddamn.
What is it?
It's like a
Take
bang.
us to it.
I don't know.
Just take us to it. I don't know what's going
It's
on.
to the right now. I don't.
Lead
Not
us.
sure what it. All right.
All right, you can head yourself over to this point here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
As we get closer, do we see anything that's like disturbed earth or?
Yeah. So you see protruding from the ground, you see you see like a piece of metal and then some like broken pieces of wood.
Can I call back to be like, hey, stop, and let two of us or one of us go forward to see what it is.
It might be a trap.
Out of character, this is just me and being in Afghanistan. That's all this is.
Something's beeping in the dirt.
That's fair. I don't blame you.
Guys.
Yeah, Jonas kind of like pushes past you guys and goes, I've got this. Sorry.
I'm gonna nervously walk forward and be, hesitantly like, I'm not gonna tell him what to do. Like,
yeah, so you kind of like edge forward, and he's
he's
jumping.
my connection.
Yeah, he's jumping from like rock to rock, quite agile.
He's just bounding around like a crazy person. All right.
Yeah, and he closes in. And yeah, he comes upon this piece of metal.
Jonas, be careful, please.
You see him like stick his hand forward. He leans forward. He sticks his hand in, and then like pulls out this. It's like a piece of wood with like uh, circular pieces of metal and like almost like inscriptions on it. But
Mm-hmm.
it's broken in half. Um, and then like he like tosses it behind him, and then he reaches in again, and he pulls out a dagger that has no handle, and then tosses it
Hmm.
behind him, and then he reaches in again, and he starts pulling out all these things. And then and then like he like points towards this way, and there's like more like little bits floating in the bay, kind of like just bobbing up and down.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks at you guys, job's fucked, like job's fucked. And then just like backs off. And you kind of realize that whatever loot or whatever was in this box is just destroyed. Like
Okay.
it's been kind of wrecked by the elements, and there's nothing really here. Um,
Okay.
he grabs a piece of the metal and like breaks it off, and then pulls out this little like red stone that's kind of like beeping, and then just like crushes it in his hand and throws it on.
Oh, okay. Like a
Um,
tracker almost.
Yeah, he turns around and
Okay.
goes, "It's like a beacon or something."
Okay.
Hmm.
Gonna
Uh,
nod. Can we look around to see if the footprints we saw are leading in a certain direction still, or?
Yeah, so the footprints led right up to this chest, and then like,
Oh, okay.
and then
Okay.
they like started kind of like were leading up towards this way after that.
Okay.
I want to walk over to the chest and grab that piece of dagger that's missing the handle and just kind of inspect it, investigate it.
Okay, so can you do me investigation?
I gotta take a piss, but just put me in the group. I'll follow everybody.
I'll probably I won't go too far, but I'll kind of just like head to the footprints heading towards the west, and just kind of have a look at what is in that direction to see if I can maybe see anything.
You see footprints break off again. You see footprints that head to the left, and then footprints that head to the right. As you move up there,
Hmm.
the rest of the party kind of start moving up, and they start sifting through like damaged bits of fabric and bits and bobs. There isn't really anything of note. There does seem to be like there was like a lot of things like it's almost like what you would imagine like a whole group's worth of like things would be if you were to see it.
Can I cast mending on the dagger?
You tried to cast mending on the dagger, and like, it feels like you blocked almost. It feels like you just not. You're like you're trying to focus, and it's not like you can't mend it. It's just like you can't mend it right now.
Okay. Blast this fucking piece of shit and just fucking chuck it.
Yeah, so you eat the dagger and just like pops into the river, into the bay.
Can I see what kind of footprints are leading to left and right? Like, is there a difference
Same, it's the
in the
same, it's the
footprints?
same
Or...
footprint. It feels like the same shoe.
They're splitting off, right? So there's two separate
Yeah, so
footprint.
there's two separate like lines of footprints. But there's also like a line going back, like so like it's almost like a triangle of footprints. So like there's footprints going this way,
Oh, okay.
footprints going this way, and then there's footprints going this way as well.
Can I somehow determine which way was gone first, or does it just seem too identical?
It seems pretty similar to you. I don't think you can really, yeah, you can't really gauge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, So, so Dr.
Sorry.
Pyrus just threw away.
Which way do
just,
you think we should
he just
go,
threw
Turtle?
away a mythical dagger, bro. Oh
Hmm.
my god, I'm dying, dude.
Can I see if there's a stick on the ground?
There's many sticks on the ground.
I pick one up and I throw it in the air.
The stick goes up into the air.
Does it land in any particular direction?
It lands. It lands like point into the ground, and it's kind of going towards the right. If you would perceive it, you would think it was like pointing this way.
Yeah.
But like it's very slight. But you think, if you were to take that as a sign, you would probably think that it's pointing that way.
We should go left.
Okay. I like it. Let's get the group together and maybe they found anything.
Perhaps.
Yeah. The crew's pretty much finished. Sifting through bits and bobs, and don't think they feel like there's really anything else of note. Unless anyone has anything else to say.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, so
The
as you
spoken.
as you kind of making your way over this way, we've got
Making my way downtown.
you got Darian
Walking
and
fast.
Poe kind of leading the way. You've got you got the bard like smacking his sticks, old Joe and Gearfried kind of in the back. Pyrus is just like looking around really like intriguingly at everything, kind of assessing stuff. Jonas is like letting Fenley go kind of ahead, but you kind of feel like he wants to lead a little bit, but you probably you might not kind of get that as well, but he's open to thing. As you could go around this corner, you see like almost like the skeleton of a ship, but like it's very bare and sparse at this point. But it's like rotten, like moldy. But like it seems like there probably was a shipwreck, like here, but like a long time ago. And by a long time ago, it might not have been that long ago because it's been in water for a long time. So, um,
Might have degraded quickly.
yeah. Um, as you're looking, you see to the north of you, you kind of see like some little hills leading up towards a forest. You see, the back towards the beach down this way. Here, leading this way, and yeah, you kind of see you could go left, you could go right, you could go try and climb the hills here towards the forest. You probably even see like the trees do start here. It doesn't look too much like there's much of a cliff to get up if you wanted to climb up. As that happens, though, Darian, you hear like a beep, and it's like coming from this westernly direction.
I hear another weird sound. I think it might be maybe another beacon or of some sort. You guys will check it
do
out.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can head
All right,
Hmm.
fair enough. I'll go ahead there. I'll lead the group there.
Looking at this wreckage, is it possible that there are others here?
Can we
It is
do
another boat. Or was another boat at least.
can we do a investigation?
Um,
Just like look at the wreckage, see if it was
I mean, you can
a
see.
recent wreckage.
You can't really tell. It's definitely not from like the 10-day, maybe even like a moon. It's been a while. It just you can't gauge like even really close because it could be like 4 or 5 weeks ago, but it could be 4 years ago.
Right.
Bing 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 bing.
Annoying little beeping sound.
Yeah, I'd lead the group there to the sound.
Okay, so Darian, you make your way this way, and just as you assumed, you see a piece of metal and wood sticking like protruding from the ground, and you see like a little red stone on the top bit by the metal, and that makes you think, oh, it's just like that other one before.
Yeah, it's over there, guys. I point at the area.
Points over here.
Yeah, and then walk there.
Darian heads
Just
over.
have a look.
This looks a little bit more intact than the previous one. There's like still a lid on it. Still kind of seems okay. And yeah, it just seems like a solid kind of chest.
Is it locked?
I don't know. You can try and open it.
Sure. Yeah, I'll try and open it.
You like reach forward to try and open it, and it's not locked. It just pops open. And inside there's like an assortment of different things. Do you want to just start grabbing it? Is anyone else doing anything while Darian's open the chest?
Yeah, I'll step halfway
start
between
walking
the group.
over.
Yeah, I'll step halfway between the group and the chest and just peer over. Try to keep eyes up in the hills.
Yeah, you seem kind of sheepish because you're like, back in Nam and stuff.
Yeah.
Back in
Uh,
Nom.
I'll keep eyes north, like into the hills, though, to watch because I know that someone made this happen to us. So
as Darian like looks in the chest, he pulls out it seems like your trees. It's a pretty sturdy yew longbow, with a quiver, with these arrows in.
damn.
You pull them out.
Okay.
You pull out a like pristine looking green cloak. There's a little bag that you hear like glass clinking together as you pull it out. You find two like dark colored long swords.
Oh.
That kind of have a little gleam to them. You find a dagger with a decorative hilt, and you find a little kind of stack of parchments as well.
Ooh. You said paper?
All right. I'll
Nerd.
I mean, I wouldn't be able to carry all of it, so I'd probably gesture to whoever is like near me and be like, "Hey, come." you know.
So like as you focus on pulling things out, old Joe kind of like barges into the back of your shoulder and goes, "Any booze?"
That doesn't seem like it. You can look for yourself.
He steps forward and goes, "Well, I'm the captain, so it's all mine." And he steps towards the chest and the loot on the ground.
Excuse me, Captain.
So it was a longbow, a quiver, and parchment. What was it? And a dagger.
2 long swords and a dagger.
And 2 long swords. All right.
2 dark-looking long swords.
Okay.
Which is
I'm
one of
just-
the first things I would have like grabbed as my own, and the cloak.
Yeah. So my boy
I'm
Jonas,
just interested.
Jonas like steps forward and he's like, Come on, Joe. We don't know what's going on here. We don't know what's going on." And he kind of like steps a bit closer towards Joe.
I want to follow Jonas.
Yeah, you kind of like follow Jonas, like
I'm
shadowing
attached to
him.
his hip. Yeah.
Yeah, shadowing him.
I'll kind of make myself look tall, like kind of not maybe like a bit of intimidation, just
he's
to
like
try.
he's kind of like unfazed at this point. Joe like leans down and starts and like picks up like the parchment and like the bow and starts like shaking the parchment to see if like what it does. And
Do I see him doing that?
yeah, you see him pick up the parchment and you kind of like
No, yeah.
start like edging forward, like as
can I have that?
as you're edging forward, you hear a familiar.
Oh no!
You hear a familiar
No.
sound.
No, I don't.
Darian hears it first.
Oh, for fuck's sakes!
Can I get a dexterity saving throw from Darian, Fenley, and Jonas needs one as well.
Banani.
Oh, okay.
Am I good? Is your boy safe?
Oh, you're fine. You're like you.
Oh,
You're heading towards them. Lovely. So Jonas was really focused on kind of de-escalating this, and he was like stepping forward, and he was like, "Come on, Joe. Come on, Joe." Joe's just like, like what's going on here? Darian, he's like, this has been too many times, right? And Fenley sees Darian like kind of arches back a little bit in a non-sexual way, and you guys both just like jump back a little bit. Jonas is like so focused on helping here, and a fireball.
Oh my god!
A fireball.
Oh my lord!
Fucking absolutely decimates the shit out of
Lanky here.
Out of Jonas, old Joe.
No.
He's supposed to pay us. I think.
What good does money do now?
Yeah, so the fireball hits there, and you guys are all kind of like
dead?
You guys are like thrown back here. You're like thrown back a little bit. Mainly like you just kind of like tipple and then like fall on your back and like tuck your ligaments in. Your arms and legs.
All the paper.
I'm gonna rush forward to check on Jonas. Obviously,
you like rush forward. Like fucking, the fire. There's a fire still blazing.
Yeah,
and you're trying to like look in.
That's any movement.
You see flames flickering very violently within, but like you can't see anything really. Just on the edge of the fire, there is like a dagger and a longsword. Darian does have one of the longswords in his hand.
Yeah, I'll bury my foot like underneath the sand, like underneath the item, and flick them away from the fire.
I yell over to
salvaged.
I yell over to Finley, "You fool! Get away from there! You can't save them!"
Yeah, I'm just gonna nod like knowingly and just stand and wait for the fire to burn out, because Jonas obviously has something that I need, which is the key to his flat.
Well, maybe that's been stolen as well. You don't know.
It might be there, it might not.
Yeah, true.
So, like, Fenley backs off a little bit and just kind of tries to wait for the fire to die down. You can actually hear like a from within the fire, like a little like low screaming noise. And a green cloak just flies out of the fire, and it's actually Jonas. He like does like this little forward roll, but it's just like he's like covered in his green cloak.
Yeah.
And you see it like sizzling, and he throws it off and like tosses it to the side. like stands up like tall and like brushes himself off a little bit, and he's like,
You ain't even bothered.
he's like, well, that was uncomfortable.
I'm gonna run and be like, "Hey, you all right?" Fucking like just checking him. You good? Is he all right?
Yeah, he shrugs. He's like, I'm gonna miss that cloak though. That was an heirloom.
I mean, it served you well though, right? Shit.
He said.
How's
He said last time I found a merchant selling a cloak of fire protection was a few years ago.
But he's all right. He's undamaged, unscathed.
I mean, he's like he's burnt, right? He's got some burns
On
on
the
him,
impact.
but like it doesn't seem to bother him too much. You know,
all
the
right.
injuries just seem to be.
Well, being the kind person I am, the health potion that I got from the initial attack on the docks, I'm gonna offer it to him. Hey, do you need this?
What you offering him? Sorry.
The health potion that I got from the docks whenever we were first attacked.
Ah, yeah, you don't have
last
that.
session. I don't. Oh, it was taken. You're right.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh
You're
yeah,
right.
that's true. You lost it. Damn, that sucks.
Can
I'm
But
gonna give him a
I
good
have
pat on the back. and be like, well
do
done.
I have just the longsword, or do I have the longsword and the cloak?
I think. I mean, I would.
Because
I
I
would
would have
say.
gone
Yeah,
for
yeah. Yeah,
just those two.
I would say you have the longsword in one hand, the cloak in the other. Those were like the
Okay.
two things you were more focused on.
All right.
As you were like sifting through the goods. There is another longsword in the dirt with a dagger.
Right. But there's still flames around that.
No, Fenley kicked it
Oh,
away.
okay.
You've kind of
Oh, okay. I got
stuff
you.
away. Yeah. Does any of you guys want to do anything? Gearfried rushes over, like, and like, like puts her hands all over Jonas and being like, like just checking him for injuries. And then you hear like muttering, like,
Is
and then like her hands start to glow, and she casts healing touch, healing hand on Jonas.
Mm.
Speaking
gonna
of
gesture at
magical
Gearfried and be like, look at that. Looking
Uh,
amazing.
Can I cast Mage Hand to help me get off the shell?
Oh yeah, you're still like just kind of tippled on your back.
Yeah,
You,
I'm on my back, like stuck.
you,
So I
like-
went to use the Mage Hand to like flip me.
yeah.
Is old Joe dead?
Oh,
don't-
he's
I mean,
old.
you can
He's
assume
all
he's dead.
gone.
I'll say you can
Okay.
assume he's dead. So like you use mage hand, but like kind of a bit chunky, a bit heavy. But you
Yeah.
start rocking yourself with the mage hand,
Yay.
and eventually just like tipple yourself onto your front and then
Right.
scutter up.
Cut her up, yeah.
Yeah, and get back onto your feet.
I'm working on that one.
Is the
help.
fire still going or is it out?
It's sort of dying down a little bit. It's
Well, as it's dying down, I start making my way over to where the equipment that's on the ground is just kind of there, buried in the sand. Kind of have my eye on the dagger, but trying to make it not noticeable.
yeah. So you like looking at the dagger and looking at everybody else. Nobody's really paying attention to the stuff on the ground. These two are kind of looking at Jonas. Darian's like checking out his long sword and his cloak. Ko's just kind of flipped himself up, and the halfling
I
bard's
swear I'm bipedal.
the halfling bard's just like playing with his sticks.
I'm just waiting on the fire to die down to walk in to recover what I can from the chest and old Joe's corpse before we continue on our way. I have no use for a weapon currently, any of those at least.
So
This island is terrible. I think it's an island at least.
Say again, I'm sorry.
I said this island is terrible.
Oh,
I think it's an island at least.
Yes. Alright,
so are you gonna go to the dagger?
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the dagger and to pick it up.
You pick up the dagger and you suddenly you feel like like it's kind of like a pull from your body into the dagger a little bit. It's like you're very attracted to this dagger.
Mm.
The inscriptions on it kind of like light up almost in your eyes. Nobody else can see any of this happening. They don't see any like lights or anything. They just see you looking at the dagger.
I just as I grabbed
He
it
likes
and
that dagger.
the lights are passing through. If any way, I kind of hold it in my hand, rotating it back and forth, just kind of looking at it more thoroughly.
Yeah. You just really like this dagger. You have no idea what it does, but you really like it. All right. The flames are pretty much subsided at this point. There's kind of like a
Right.
blast radius around where the kind of fireball hit.
I just
You
want to
see-
quickly like light step over to the corpse and the box and see if there's anything worth salvaging.
Yeah, you kind of
For-
like you do a little boop, 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 boop. You see a crispy corpse. Of you see a crispy corpse. And there's like a piece of glass, like just like the neck of a bottle firmly grasped. But there's nothing else, like just like the neck of a bottle is like,
Nothing. Okay.
this was like the thing he wanted to
Last drink.
save
Yeah.
the most. The crate is fully just demolished at this point.
Okay.
Cool.
You see like a shriveled up kind of piece of wood that and it kind of looks a bit like a bow. You see the remains of a crispy quiver that just kind of disintegrates.
Mm.
You see like just lots of ash just scattered around. Ko recognizes this as burnt parchment. You see like a burnt up bag with some smashed glass as well. And it's not looking promising. Pretty much
Nothing
everything.
not
Yeah,
acknowledged is like worth salvage. I don't give a shit. I just like fucking high knee, hot foot, out of
Do
the
I still
radius.
have my bag, albeit empty?
I would say inside your clothing you had like a little bag that had nothing, that had like bits and bobs in, but it's empty.
Okay. I'd like to approach the blast radius and collect some of the like soot and ash and put it in that bag.
Yeah, so you carefully sifting through. It's quite difficult to like get the ash and the soot, but not the sand underneath.
Yeah.
But you're very carefully lifting like a thin layer from the top of soot and ash, and just like scraping it up from the floor. By this point, your clawed fingers are looking kind of like black just from the soot and the ash. Yeah, you managed to get like a substantial amount of soot and ash and put it and tie it into like the small bag.
All right. When I get out, I'm just gonna nudge Darian and be like, "All right, lead on. Let's do this."
Sure, this will come in handy later.
Fair enough. All right, let's go then. We'll start heading back this way
Okay.
towards
so
where the other Fruipins head the other way.
Yeah, you head back this way. As you're going, Geofried's kind of come out of her like weird little mood, and she's just kind of like looking at everyone and making sure everyone's like not dead, and just like checking everyone's health and everyone's like well-being. So if you have any issues, now's the time to tell Geofried.
Wouldn't she see? Because I still would have like kind of a bleeding like it's not bleeding hard.
Yeah,
but it's
you kind of
open.
intimidate her a bit though, and she's like a bit unsure
Okay.
about like just forcing herself upon you per se.
No worries. I don't need any help from the gods.
I'm gonna linger back behind the group as everyone seems to be like in a ranger file, like staggered file, following Darian. I'm just gonna keep my eyes on what's her name again? Sorry,
Gearfried.
Gerfried. I just watch her.
I'm sure I
Before,
felt that.
before that, I would probably ask her, hey, could you do anything about my leg wound? It's been healing for a while, but it recently opened up again.
She like looks down. She looks like down at your leg, and then looks up at you with like these big blue eyes, and she's looks like almost like pit like and just like starts muttering like a prayer, and her hands glow, and she says, "I don't have much left, but here you go." And she uses what you would assume is the last of her magic to give you some sustenance of the leg. And your wound like completely closes up, just like kind of you feel like you could stand on it properly, and you feel comfortable with it for the first time in quite a while now. And then she pulls down her pants and pees on it. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
Those wounds, don't worry about it. It's totally normal.
It's the
I
magical
appreciate it.
touch.
Thank you so much.
Just close your eyes and try
She
not to get a boner.
What the fuck?
She nods and then just like kind of closely follows behind you. Nobody else really asked her for anything, and she doesn't really have anything else to give right now except like positive thoughts.
Yeah.
As you kind of follow the footprints that head off this way, it's you guys are starting to feel a bit like the heat is like blasting down on you, and you're like, it's kind of hot times, you kind of make your way over here. You see like another little outlet up in towards the hills. Like you see like trees, but like there's no hill. So like this hill here that you have to climb. And then you see an outlet that kind of heads up here. And then to the south here, you see like another little lagoon bay. And then you imagine this path leads back to the beach. And then this path just like more beach. You just see more beach carrying on.
Is there any kind of shade? Like around here?
The trees have shade, so like there's no shade to the south, but you imagine the trees you could go underneath and there would be shade.
Okay.
Your instincts,
fucking hot out.
your instincts would probably be this fur's kind of thick, bro. I need some shade.
As the doctor of the group, I believe we should find some water and get some shade to cool off.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Let's
I don't know. Tables are open, Heff. Tables are open. What do you reckon?
The trees.
Fred, it really helps if you just cover yourself in mud. It really cools you off.
So I imagine like
So we'll go like here, I think.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ko hasn't taken the opportunity to do this yet. There's been like numerous puddles and things he could have maybe.
Oh yeah, I haven't done it. I was just telling other people.
Yeah,
it's
I'll
I'll
pass on the mud. I appreciate it though.
All right, so you start heading up
to the environment.
You start heading up, and then you hear like a beep.
Oh god.
Everyone, or again just me? Does everyone hear it, or is it just me that hears it?
At this point, you hear it, and Gearfried hears it.
I think I hear another beacon, guys.
Bing, 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 bing.
Oh, lead on.
Jesus. Another fucking fireball?
I'm kind of done with fire, to be quite frank. That's I think it's also near the trees, so let's just keep heading that way.
Give me a perception check. So you actually hear the bing come from down here.
Oh.
And Gearfried hears a bing from like up here. So Gearfried like goes, "Oh, it was over there," and you like, what? You,
Opposite side.
yeah, you think it was like down this way, and she thinks it was up there.
Oh, okay. I mean, we have to go to the shade anyways, so let's go to the shade first, because
Yeah, okay. So you start heading up towards here. As you do, you see like shadowy shadow. You see like a red blink, and then you see some like shadowy figures almost. You can't quite make them out,
Oh shit!
but they seem to be like ratching in the inside the chest. And they like
Fuck.
they look up and they spot you guys.
Yeah,
And then just like jump.
they bounce.
well, they
Yeah,
start running.
Yeah, well, they kind of jump like really like they kind of just melt back
Or
into
bunnies.
They melt back
Fuck
into the
frog people?
forest.
They just want to scream out like, "Hey, wow, god damn it! All right, fine, fuck. Where are we?
Mm,
Well, let's go check this chest out."
wish
I'm
I had some
trying-
paper. Take some notes.
like,
Point over there.
I'm gonna try and go to the direction of where they were last seen, and just kind of see if I can.
Okay, you
See them.
sort of start heading over this way. Gearfried is like trying to come behind you as well. The bard is kind of like lagging behind. Iris kind of keeping his distance from Gearfried a little bit. Ko's sticking with Gearfried, I think.
No, not going near there.
Okay, no. Okay, you stay back with the bard.
Yeah.
Jonas is like he's kind of taking point, and I think my boy,
I'm attached to his hip. Yeah.
Bentley's attached to his hip. As you kind of make your way forward, you see the chest, Darian, and it's like it's open, and it's you see like nothing really from
Watch
there.
out for any fireballs, guys! No, I'm kidding.
I hear that fucking take a dive.
Take over artillery. I would yeah, I mean, I would head to the tree line of where I last saw those guys,
Okay, so you kind of like
and try and gander to maybe see them.
yeah, the trees are pretty thick. You head up and you kind of start sniffing, and you think they kind of headed along the coastline, like into the trees, but into the coastline. So like you can gauge the direction they went, which was kind of this way. They kind of went this way.
I can't see that.
Yeah, you see
Okay.
that?
Off
Yep.
the screen. Into the abyss.
Okay.
Boom.
Oh, nice.
Best arrow you ever seen.
That's awesome.
Gearfried, like she comes over here. She heard the beep and looks inside and just like, and then pulls out a like broken harpoon.
Oh, there you go.
Hey,
Clean.
those are your favorite.
It seems like the only thing that was kind of left, like his broken harpoon. She like pulls out and just kind of goes.
Huh. We gotta bound forward to grab that.
So Fenley bounds forward and says, "That's my broken harpoon. That's mine."
Just hold up this piece of trash.
She like passes
it's
it,
like-
she passes it off to you, and then like he goes like, "That's yours." And maybe this was our stuff.
I look
It's your
slowly
perfection.
and go, "Holy shit! Why?" But yes, and just do some thrusts with it. Yeah, in the air.
It fits you perfect,
Accidentally
Finley.
hit her.
Yes.
It fits you perfect.
Oh fuck! Sorry.
Stab someone
Um,
accidentally. Oh, shit. Sorry.
you do you guys want to follow them, see where they ran towards, or
I
I'm kind of
guess
curious. I'm not gonna lie.
maybe we clear the beach to everyone gets their shit back, but this literally was my one thing that I owned apart from what I'm wearing. So
I mean, is it the
I'm
same
fine with just
broken
rolling on.
harpoon?
I don't know and I don't care. So it's just a broken harpoon. It's something
Okay.
that I can stab someone with a little bit of standoff distance. That's it.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean,
If
we can clear the beach, but that'll the gap between us
they'll
and
be
them will
able to
probably be
run
bigger.
further. I'm down to run. Like let's chase them down because
You
this will
know,
still be here,
running.
right?
I am not too keen on running. Um,
Just want to look at the good doctor and be hop on my back, I'll carry you.
Yeah,
And I'd be like, I'm not gonna fucking do that. That's fucking crazy.
he's
No way. I'm
that's a-
3 foot
I
tall.
think that's a good idea.
as enjoyable as a ride that would be, I don't think that is good for your constitution nor mine.
I pointed Darian. I'm like, on his back. It'll be all right.
Rather not prefer to be ridden, to be quite fair.
I'd rather prefer not to be bitten. So
So let's. I mean,
I
you hear
we
any
I
more,
mean
you hear any
we
more
can,
beeps?
yeah,
at the,
I heard one.
You did.
the idea of like getting his instrument back, the bard like steps forward and just like runs off into the forest, like leaving you all behind. He's gone.
Oh,
I'm gonna stop. And be
I,
like, listen.
well,
This feels like a win across the board. He did nothing.
yeah, I think you're right. He was
yeah,
completely useless as well. So
I do agree. He was never really a part of this.
let's
But
let's
I don't want him to die for no reason. So if you heard a beep, let's hit that beep real quick,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
maybe head that way.
All right, let's do it. Let's go.
Okay.
I would quickly, like in a quick pace, I would head down to where the yellow beep was.
I'm gonna fall in behind Darian just to follow him and be like, let's get this done quickly.
Yeah,
I
you
will.
hit-
Sleeping box.
You head down, and just as you knew what you heard, right? Even though Gearfried like said you didn't hear, you're wrong. You knew what you heard inside this like little lagoon looking thing. You do see a rock, and on the top of the rock is the chest. You know about these
Yeah.
chests by now. The little red flashing stone on the top, and metal hinges and a nice wooden thing.
Well, I'll walk to
It's
the
another
edge of the
chest.
lagoon.
Found it.
Watch.
Sorry, go for it.
Yeah, whoever has items missing, I would suggest go pop that thing open and look inside.
Yeah, let's open this thing. I guess. I mean, head to it. See if it's locked.
I am not a very strong swimmer, so
Well, we know that.
Oh,
All right,
I
so
thought Ko said that at first. I'm like,
you pretty much
right.
you're pretty much able to like kind of you run along the side here and you climb up the rocks and then just jump down onto the rock. Pretty agile. Your leg feels like pretty good compared to the way it has the last maybe 24 hours.
Dang. Yeah.
And you like reach down. You go to like lift the chest, the lid, and it opens up, and inside you see like a couple of things. You recognize a few of them actually. You see a small bag, like a little black bag, which has like you pick it up and there's like some glass tinkling, and you remember seeing Dr. Pyrus with this bag. Um, you
Okay.
you look inside. You see you see a dagger. You don't really recognize the dagger. You see a necklace with like a pearl attached to it, and another little bag of like assorted little things. And then you see like a few uh, assorted just glass bottles. They all seem to be like red in color, but it's like almost like the bottom of the casket. There's about 4 or 5 different red glass bottles.
All right. Can I like grab the chest and bring it to the beach?
If you make me a
Or how
strength
big is
saving check,
the?
I mean strength, just a straight strength check.
Did I see what he took out of the box?
I don't think he took it out. He kind of was like rummaging
Just
around.
rummaging
Yeah,
through it?
yeah.
Okay.
A strength check or a saving throw?
Just a strength check, please. Yeah, you go to lift it up, and it feels like it's like attached to the floor, and you don't think you can lift the chest up.
Okay. I'll start. I'll grab the black bag. Is it full or can I fit more things into it?
It's got a lot in. You could maybe fit more stuff into it. You
All
want to
right,
try?
I'll put some other bottles that are like in the chest. I'll put them in there.
Okay, once you've like put like 4 of the 5 things vials in,
Okay.
it's pretty much full to the brim now. I don't think you'll fit anything else in.
So 4. Okay. And then I'll kind of I'll put that kind of try and attach it to like a leather belt that I have around my waist.
Yep, you're able to attach that to your belt.
And then grab a dagger. What else was in there?
There was like a little bag and a necklace. And
Yeah, I'll grab the necklace and put it on me. And I put it around my neck.
Okay, so as you like pull that out, and Ko kind of sees, like his eyes are like he sees like a pearl. And he sees you like doing this around your neck. And I think he kind of assumes that that's he recognizes the necklace for sure.
Okay. I'll yeah, and then I mean I'll start going back just so that because I basically have my my hands full.
Yeah. You just make me a dexterity saving.
Oh no.
Yeah. So you pretty much are able to just jump the distance. Using the rock as a bit of a pedestal to get across back to the other side. Dr. Pyrus does see his bag on your waist, and Ko sees his necklace around your neck. And
what goodies do you have there?
Yeah, I
Jonas
found some stuff.
also sees his dagger in your
I
hand.
don't know if any of this is yours.
I
Any
do
of you
believe
guys?
the bag is mine.
Okay, here you go. I did put some other bottles in there.
I'm just gonna
so
mime.
I'm not sure what they are, but just for carrying
I'm
capacity.
gonna mime to Gearfried.
Yeah, Geef.
And Jonas and Ko, who are standing back with me, like, it's mine, it's mine, and just gonna walk off the other direction, lightheartedly, obviously not trying to actually insult anybody.
I would give the bag to the doctor. Just let him know that there's
The
4
good doctor.
bottles in there. I'm not sure what they are, but they were in the chest, so maybe you could do something with that. And then I would kind of like just drop the dagger and then the necklace. I'd be like, does this belong to anyone?
Mine.
Kind of see.
I have it back, please.
As this is going on,
oh no.
As this is going on, Fenley, like when he's like turns to Gearfried, she like has a little giggle, and then an arrow just flies out from the trees and just just smashes her in the shoulder, and she
Okay.
her face like goes from like a giggle to like horror, and she drops to her knees holding this arrow. It's like just like pierced like into her shoulder, and she starts swaying a little bit, and then like looks back towards the looks back towards the forest, and then you see a throwing knife just like fly out. Unfortunately, fortunately, it misses and it hits the sand next to her. But you know that the somebody was just trying to get rid of her there.
They were trying to kill
shit.
another little girl. You sick bastard, Jord.
But
This is
yeah,
gonna
I
happen
think
every session.
I think realizing my necklace is gone, I like put a hand to my neck, and I'm like, "Please, could I have that back?"
Yeah, here you go. I would see the
Like,
arrow
going on behind me, and I'm just like, "No."
Yeah.
I gotta
Or not.
beeline for Jeffrey and try to like slide in the sand and like pull her behind like how the chest is. Try to position her like on the ground, like behind like what little bit of cover I can give her. And like just keep my eyes on the tree line. If I can do that.
I would drop the necklace and then run straight for where the arrow came from.
All right, so you get to about here in this turn.
You could have just handed it to me, but
yeah, the necklace is just in the sand here. If you want to go.
Ow! Shit!
Unaware of what's going on behind me.
How far is that?
Where you were?
To where I'm running.
So it's about
like the forest to where I was.
Yeah, it's about 20 meters now. Or where you were?
Yeah, from where I was. How far was that? How far would that be?
About 45. So I would assume you would get to about here. And then you've got about 15 meters before you could break the tree line where the arrow came.
Okay. All right,
I'll run over to Finley and the halfling, and then pull out the arrow and kind of do a medicine check, make sure there's no poison or anything on the arrow.
Yeah, you're not quite there yet. You're pretty close in this turn.
Okay.
Roll initiative.
Right.
Jonas also makes his way. He's able to get to Eofried and Henley. And he kind of goes in front of you and just like he's almost putting himself in harm's way in case anything else comes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, like the way the chest is laid, like trying to lay her body.
Yeah, no,
where, like, if anything's coming
she's
down,
covered. Yeah, she's covered.
It would potentially stop something from like hitting like from here up.
Somebody really wanted to kill her, she'd be dead, bro. It's fine.
Okay, all right.
So Ko's picked up his necklace.
Okay.
Yeah, the chest's still open. Yeah.
I don't think it's possible, but
Don't you do it?
I want to use my mage hand to try and pull out anything else in it.
Okay, so you create the green spectral hand. It reaches towards the chest and just like starts like rimming the inside of it, looking for like anything else that could be in there. Roll me sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Breaks
like,
the
in my mind,
chest.
it's like, oh, my necklace was in there. Perhaps my spellbook is in there, and even if there's like a small chance, it's like I gotta look.
So
Ooh.
like you feel like a ding, like a thing, like a little cling, and you pull up, and there's like this small glass bottle. Fairly sure you've seen Fenley drinking from it. And you like go to like bring it back, but you drop it and it smashes on the rocks.
I'm sure it wasn't important.
Yeah, Fenley
Fenley
doesn't see
about
this.
it, so.
Yeah, Fenley doesn't see this.
I don't see it happening.
His liquor.
Doesn't need libations right now, anyways. It's a serious situation. Well,
Yeah, if that girl is secure, like hidden, I'm gonna barrel up that direction that it came from because obviously they have high ground and they have missile weapons, so it's gonna be hard to fight back unless we get hands on.
Okay. Yeah, you guys like make your way. I think by this point we've got Benley and Darian like making their way like into the tree line. You're looking around, and if you each do me a survival and an investigation check.
Both?
Yes, please.
Okay,
Oh boy.
no problem. The
So a
survival,
survival
not bad, not bad.
and
That's
perception, you said?
pretty good.
Investigation.
And investigation. Let's see what not
Hmm?
not great. Survival was pretty good. But
Yeah. Okay. So so Darian, you're able to see. You like your eyes are pretty keen. You can see like a branch halfway up the tree that's like snapped. And you see like some scratches up near that tree as well. You kind of like feel it in your bones that's probably where the arrow was shot from. And like you like eyes dart around, you can't really tell which way they went, but you know where they shot from. Uh, and on the flip side, Fenley, you're like looking, and you can't really see any like points of interest, but like you actually you can see off in the distance is a bush with a couple of like burst berries. You see,
okay,
you see like a little bit of a bent branch, and you think you know just feeling from spending a lot of time maybe playing in the forest and doing like little tracking things, being a little cunt. I mean, being a halfling, you kind of assume you think I feel like they probably went this way, and it's in the easterly direction. They kind of seem to have made off, but they're not here anymore. You're both of you between your instincts. You kind of can tell it was like gone.
okay, gotcha.
Mm.
Iris makes it to Geofried, and she's she's got an arrow sticking out of her arm. It's not great. Want to do me a medicine check? We'll see if you can administer whatever medical you can to get her in a better position. So yeah, you haven't necessarily tret many arrow wounds, but you've tret shrapnel wounds quite a lot, so you understand the theory behind it. Unfortunately, you don't really have tools with you, so you're like looking around. You see she's got this luscious blue coat, which it's a little bit soggy and not the greatest, but you think this will be useful to kind of wrap a wound. You think you just need to somehow safely snap the arrow and push it through her to the other side, so it's like a through and through. And you think, right, I could probably treat this. It's not going to be great on the fly, but I could do this. You do think that maybe I don't know, do you have any potions in your bag maybe?
I'm gonna try and treat her without potions first.
Fucking sadist. Okay, so she's like giving you a bit of a look because you gave her that sly comment before she was a bit unhappy about, but she's just like praying at the minute and like just saying prayers. Um you know, trying to think. Jonas sees you guys fly off into the thing and starts like heading towards you guys. You are able to get the arrow out. Do you want to just like do you want to try and rip the cloak, or do you want to cut it, or what do you want to do?
I'll cut it with the dagger.
Okay, so you cut the fabric with the dagger, and like a good enough stretch off. She seems a little bit like, oh, you've just cut my cloak. This is like one of my favorite things. But you don't really give a fuck because you're trying to do what you're doing. You wrap it around her and like tighten it up, and yeah, she's kind of stabilized from that. But she's took a pretty hefty hit. She's not looking the best. She could do with something, some to some kind of healing touch from her god would have been nice, but she doesn't have anything, so kind of sucks for her.
Yeah, don't it? Relying on gods. Couldn't be me.
Only God's answered all the wishes.
Ko, you've made your way back.
Yeah, I think the chest is exhausted after I fail to crane game the bottle out. And I'm just like, well, as I better catch up, I'm kind of falling behind here.
Yeah, so you see Geofried and like Pyrus kind of hunched over her. And you kind of see Jonas disappear into the tree line over here. You missed everything else.
Yeah. Man, I think I'm gonna follow Jonas. I do not envy the doctor right
now. You start like slowly making your way over this way.
Yeah.
Fenley's gone. Let's take a quick break, quick pee break,
Okay.
drink break. Don't get what you need to get. We'll be back.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, so I think Darian was kind of like, yeah, he wants to kind of follow.
Okay.
No, shut up, Kira, don't leave. Well, yeah, we're waiting on you. Just so you know, after like spending a bit of time with Jonas, you kind of have this feeling, Fenley, that you kind of have like this control over him, weirdly.
Okay.
So now, like from now on, Jonas is just like, he's like you have control of Jonas.
It's just attached to me, like, go forth.
He's come into your life, and now he's here. He's here, and he's all yours.
Okay. I will send him forth then, at least a good 5 feet in front of me, wherever we go somewhere. Called Jonas out, like, hey man, if you creep up that way, tell me what you see. I'll be behind it.
You want to know something's trapped? Jonas will go and open it.
Just wanders into everything.
Yeah, who needs mage hand when you have Jonas hand?
I just assume Jonas has like 800 hit points. He's just wandering on whatever he wants to blow
like
it up.
that.
I don't care.
So like
Fuck
OOC, Jonas is a deck of many things. He's a level 4 fighter that you have control of now.
Oh shit! Okay, tell you what, Jonas is gonna stay
Nice.
closer to me. I'm not gonna burn him, obviously. Like, and I was invested in him, like character wise, because I was like, holy shit! Like you know much more than I do. I need to keep you. Like I don't like. I like him. I don't want him to die. So.
Meanwhile, I'm like, Gearfried, please just stop talking. Just stop. I don't like her.
Well, Gearfried's a pincushion that I've tucked behind a chest to not bleed out. So,
And I'm like walking by her like,
To be fair, it is actually end time for the session.
okay,
unfortunately.
that's fair. That's fair.
Oh.
What's a good
Yes.
run? That was 4 hours.